That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the land finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single-panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the land finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Meta.
Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League. I am your host VAC Banned, and all of this furore in esports, Indian esports for that point of matter, has been brought to you by the lovely peeps at Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, and of course, considering I am here, my vivacious co-host and analyst is here, Angie.
Yes.
Can we have the camera on Angie for a second? Yes, yes. Angie. So, we are the front of the organization. When I say front, I mean this desk, this tabletop. So, we are the front of the organization which is bringing it to you every day without fail. I'm talking about Northern Gaming and ESL India. And I'm totally not at all mentioning conveniently the production people behind it because, well, they're behind camera. Ha ha ha. Take it. Alright, now moving on. Yeah. We have, as usual, 3 games lined up for you guys today. Clash Royale, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and some really nice MOBA action when it comes to DOTA. Okay.
I love DOTA too.
You love what?
I love DOTA too. It's amazing.
Everybody who watches the stream or has any knowledge about Dota 2 knows that you love Dota 2. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Couple of announcements. Please take out time and follow Angela at your window on Instagram. This is Angela once again. Can we show Angela? Yes, Angela at your window. There is no window here. There's no window here.
We are actually on a screen, which is a window technically.
No, but that will also entail that production will have to do more work. They don't do more work. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to pull their legs. The lovely peeps there. So do remember to follow Angela at your window on Instagram. You can follow me on my Twitter ID Papi Manav, PAAP_MANAV for some really intense masala, which will hardly come by your way. Moving on, apart from that, don't forget. This is the most important stuff. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. In case you don't know how to subscribe, you will see a button there in red with subscribe written in white. All you have to do is literally take this hand for reference, okay? Raise it like this, put it on mouse, scroll to the top of the button, it'll be a click sound. That's when it will say subscribed, and then the moment you press that button, it'll say unsubscribe. That's how you subscribe. And while you're at it, let's add some more intensity to this thing. Right hand side, just move the cursor from the subscribe button to the right hand side. You will see a bell icon button. Press that, because the moment you press that, what will happen is you, sir or madam, as the case may be, will never ever be able to miss a single stream coming from us. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was my announcement. Oh my God, I just wanted to say that never ever. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this divine intervention. All right, Clash Royale today, ladies and gentlemen. We have two amazing players lined up for you guys, Kamil and Deepak Mehu, the Mehta. In fact, let's quickly start off with the introductions first, Angie. I think that should be in order, right?
Definitely.
So let's start off with Kamil.
I think so.
All right, that's Kamil for you guys. For those on chat who are wondering who is this new chap, I'm not a new chap. I'm your old regular Sasta Virat Kohli. No more Virat Kohli. Now Godslayer. Okay then. I think that escalated way too quickly. Angie, please, Kamil.
Okay, so Kamil, he is from Bombay. He likes to play the bandit card quite a bit. He's sitting 7th on the board, as of now played about 4 games, won 3, lost 1, which is pretty good for him. And he also likes to play the giant, the P.E.K.K.A. He likes to play one big card surrounded by a lot of tiny tots around him, like the goblins, the smiley face, the one elixir cards, and so on and so forth. Today, he's got a very interesting matchup, though. He's playing against somebody he's never really played against before. That also brings a doubt in my mind to know whether Kamil will be able to take up this opponent. He's going to either go with his favorite deck, or is he going to go with the complete versatile outcome?
Or maybe his favorite card gets banned out. You never know.
I mean, talking about the favorite card being banned out, both these players have the same favorite card. So either they both...
Look at you being overjoyed.
Yeah,
dude.
I love it when two
God.
people have the same favorite card, because then it comes down to, are they going to take that chance of really banning out the favorite card or no? And if they choose...
Can you ban like the same card?
I think you can, because it's a blind ban. So it.
So what if they actually end up?
It could. I don't know. It's a possibility, and that's the funniest part about this game. That if they both decide to ban out the bandit card, great. But then you're wasting a whole ban. So since it's a blind ban, I'm excited to see how this game is going to go. Mostly, I'm hoping to see the giant getting a ban. Yeah.
Interesting ban. The giants are dangerous. Ask me. I've lost 3 games before I began this stream to giants. I hate them. And also, of course, let's move on to the next player with all due seriousness. I'm talking about Deepak Mehu, the Mehta. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Deepak Mehu, the Mehta there for you. Angie, please elucidate, throw some light.
Deepak Mehta, he is a player from Chennai. As of now, he's sitting at a very troublesome spot. He's sitting 12th on the board. He's not really been able to secure a single victory for himself. 0-7 for him on the scorecard. That means he has about only 3 more games to play. And even if he wins all the 3 games, he is still in a very disastrous position to be at, because he will be mostly relegated to the Challenger League.
Interesting. In fact, since you mentioned the relegation, let's bring up the standings first. I want to see the standings. Let's bring it to the viewers. All right. Sutikshan beats Joshi, as we can see very clearly up top there, 24 points. In fact, it's very interesting to see that Arpan Krishna has played 1 game extra. He's lost that 1 extra game. Both of them sit on the same points. Sutikshan gets an upper hand because of that, because he's 1 game shy there. Prashant P.P. Pandey has played 8 games, 2 games shy, 2 losses. He's predominantly rowing the same boat as Arpan Krishna. Interesting to note, the cushy spots, I like to call them the cushy spots, because those spots are no danger, no loss, no win situation. So it's an okay place to be. I'm talking about the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th spot. These 5 how would I say, ranks there. Sushil Abhisha, Mukul 8-bit Aanchal, the winter season finale champion, Saif Patel, Shadab Kamil Khan, the guy who's playing today, is in the 7th spot there, and the 8th spot. Surprising, not expected, but still safe enough. Mrinmo Amrin Lakar there. These 5 players are safe. When I say safe, Sushil Abhishek gets invited to the land finale because he's fourth. So I'm talking about these four effectively. Fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth position is pretty much safe there. The problem begins now. Jimit Bhatt, Tahir Devilstrin Sharif, Manmohan Mehtab Singh, Deepak Mehudi Mehta. I have zero and zilch idea what is wrong with Tahir Devilstrin Sharif. I've never seen him this down under.
Yeah.
But again, can't question it. It's the Masters League. Everybody is out for everybody's blood.
And also,
Not literally, but
I mean, it's just, I'm not like supporting him that much, but I would also say that he has just recently taken up a job. So he's kind of not been able to balance gaming and his work, obviously. So
interesting.
that is what is caused. I mean, when you have personal priorities that have the upper hand, you kind of, lose track of what
It's not a
really is
personal,
happening.
it's a professional priority. I totally
That's
support that. I totally support that. Tahir, professional priority.
And I mean, it's commendable that he is in the Masters League even after he's balancing so many things for himself.
Guess what? We also have a professional responsibility, but here we are bringing you Masters League of the ESL Premiership every day because esports, ladies and gentlemen. Now, apart from that minor silly joke, what do you think? What do you think this match is going to be like? In fact, while we're at it, let's bring up the banned cards now. Okay, we got the stats first. Let's start with the stats.
4,000 trophies. Their highest reach has been, actually Deepak has a better highest trophy rating, has 5,077. Meanwhile, we have Kamil who's at 4,605. I'm not wrong. They both like the banded card as we already saw.
Kamil's played pretty less games in comparison to Mehu, who's secured around 1,400 3-round victories. He's played 11,500 games literally. This man is at it. Is he in college?
I am not sure about that.
Is I will get this clarified from production if Deepak Mehudi Mehta is still in college or not, because if he is, that number is getting explained, and also the amount of KTs which his parents will have to, he will have to answer to his parents later. But of course, moving on, banned cards. So Elite Barbarian and Goblin Barrel.
A very nice ban coming in from Deepak Mehta. I mean,
I hate that.
The Goblin Barrel is the most terrifying
Disgusting
card apart from the Minor. I mean, they both are very interesting. But Kamil banning out the Barbs, I'm pretty surprised about that one. I was hoping that he would ban out something like the Giant, but I guess he wants to play it. Talk about what these players like to play in general. Previously, we saw Mehu playing the Expo quite a bit. He likes to play the card. He also likes to play the Hog Rider. Minor also fitting into his gameplay. He likes to play the Balloon and the Lava, as a matter of fact. So there are a lot of versatile picks that both these players can get into. They don't have any card that kind of really don't contradict each other. Like whether you talk about the Giant, we talk about the P.E.K.K.A, we talk about the Golem, they don't really have anything to do with Mehu's deck, except for the Bandit card, which seems to be both their favorites. There's nothing else these two players have in common. So the gameplay is going to be completely new, I feel. It's going to be very versatile. I'm hoping Kamil would take this game for himself. At the same time, a little worried about Mehu, because if he even now loses another game after this, he's going to have a lot of trouble coming his way.
Alrighty then, well, that sums up today's game altogether. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all set and revved up. I hope the casters revved up. I hope the players are revved up, because this game is about to go down like the 4th of July. And since I mentioned the caster, ladies and gentlemen, I will take this minute and a half. I'm in a very solidly awesome mood when it comes to esports today. So let me take this opportunity to introduce to you guys this magnificent gentle giant, Gautam Workaholic Virk, who's going to be casting this game for you. His love for Clash Royale is unparalleled. So ladies and gentlemen, let's take you to the best of 5 of Clash Royale.
Thank you so much, Vakish and Angela, for giving a great analysis of this game between Mehudi and Kamil. We'll have an interesting best of 5 between these two guys, and quite an interesting ban coming out right off the bat here. We saw Elite Barbarians getting banned. We've not been seeing Elite Barbs coming out in this whole Masters League in general. And to see a ban coming out for Elite Barbarians just makes you wonder, is this guy up with the meta right now, or is he lost in some other meta altogether? So I'm going to be quite interested in seeing what's going to be happening in this match of best of 5 between these two great master players. So we've been seeing this deck a lot. We've seen the chip deck that Kamil is running with a lot of bridge spam also. These decks have been doing very well. So low elixir, you have the Ram and the Dark Prince. with the great defense of an Inferno Dragon also. And Mehudi might just have the right card for tanking the Inferno Dragon or getting killed by the Inferno Dragon. He has what we see is the Bowler. Bowler is a card that we've not seen a lot in the Masters League. I think this is the first time a Bowler has been selected to play in the Master League. But it'll be quite interesting to see how Mehudi decides to get this done. He has a miner that he's been consistently throwing out, getting damage done, chip damage done to the tower. And here comes the poison. All the units are taking a lot of damage from it. However, the bandit will cross. Will the bandit connect? No, it won't. Nice distraction there for the bandit. The ram does go and make a connection with the tower, bringing it down to 1200 health. Kamil looking fairly strong, able to get few of his units across. Mehudi, of course, kind of stuck with only getting his miner across for some chip damage along with some poison. So poison miner, poison chip actually. That sounds much better than poison miner. So interesting things going on so far. Again, Mehudi has disconnected, it seems. So I think this is game over for him. This is a complete disconnection of this match. I believe, will these guys choose to rematch this? Or because it's been very clear that someone is having some kind of phone trouble. You saw Mehudi actually completely not responding to the big push coming towards his tower. This is going to be a 3-crown victory coming out for Kamil. Good easy victory. It seemed like he had the game a little bit more under control than his opponent. However, the opponent, I believe, completely disconnected. Mehudi completely disconnected from the match, and by the time he reloaded, it was just a little too late. However, a game on is a game on. 1-0 in favor of Kamil there. It's still a best of 5, so I'm pretty sure Mehudi, even though he doesn't look so happy right now in the image, he looks a little pissed off. I think he can make a comeback because he still has plenty of games remaining. Now, if we quickly jump into the next game of Clash Royale, we will get to understand how things are moving along differently. Mehudi now does have the right kind of card available for him. He has, he has 2 spawner buildings actually. He has the Goblin hut and he has a Barbarian hut also. So that's going to be quite interesting. Kamil has a couple of bridge spam. I think he's using the same deck as the last game. I believe there was no fireball in the last game. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. However, the cards are pretty similar. He's fairly confident. This is one of those decks that I have been practicing on a lot lately. However, I do feel building cards really do put a mess of things because every card in your deck is pretty much distracted by a building. However, Mehudi is not able to control this big push, and especially the commitment of he's put down the 7 elixir Barbarian hut in the back. That commitment alone, I think, cost him that push. He was not expecting such a big push coming towards him, and dropping that Barbarian hut behind that just made it all worse because he had no elixir to defend. Nice distraction there by the Ice Golem, by the way. So hats off to him, not taking any hits from the bandit. The Prince's Towers were fairly confident going into that matchup there. So Mehudi now needs to figure out how he is going to be defending against this Ram and the Dark Prince. Ram actually doesn't connect, doesn't even get distracted, by the way. So it completely skipped the building on the right. But that's not a worry for him because the Knight came in and took that out and even charged at the building. This is just sad news for Mehudi. He's completely lost control of this game. And guess what? His units are not getting proper connects in at all. Kamil now does not have much elixir left. Will need to figure out... actually doesn't need to figure out anything. He defended that pretty well. Bandit getting another hit in. 15 health left on the on the tower, and 50 seconds left on the game. Kamil now just has a simple job of defending. He just needs to keep defending and defending and defending and defending. But double elixir time has kicked in, and Mehudi has dropped down a couple of buildings there, and you can see spawning a lot of units. So Mehudi now decides to bomb away at the Goblin hut, which alongside destroyed a couple of more units as well. I think Mehudi has quite a challenge at his hand, and finally the big card gets revealed. It is the X-Bow. Does he have enough time? Will we see him coming out ahead? We will find out in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. Okay, he's not coming out ahead. It's okay. Game is over. And Kamil is going to take game 2 of this best of 5 in his favor. Mehudi not able to come out on top. And keep in mind, Kamil did not change a single card in his deck. And Mehudi had realized what his opponents had, but however, not able to capitalize on that information at all. Mehudi losing game 2 of this best of 5, and we will soon find out what's going to happen in the rest of the games. But I would like to take some time out of this chat that I'm having with you to introduce the sponsors. We have Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, and the tournament is organized by Nordwind Gaming and ESL India. So thanks Nordwind Gaming for letting us cast this game every single day of the week for the entertainment for our lovely esports audience of India. And why don't we move into the next game and see what that has in store for us. This is going to be game 3 of this best of 5. We have 2 more games remaining after this, unless Kamil kind of 3-0s his opponent. Mehudi not looking so strong at the moment. Let's see if he can make a comeback. Wow, can you believe it? Kamil is still using the same deck. He's decided to use the same deck throughout, and Mehudi now realizes what he's facing. He's kind of given. I would just leave the game right about now, because he realizes that his expensive cards are going to have a lot of problem going through this bridge spam deck that Kamil is using. I have never seen this before, that someone was using the same deck 3 games in a row. By the way, this reminds me of Hasib from like the first year of the Premiership, where he kept using the golem every single game. But this itself is it's quite interesting, man. Kamil just opting for, he's like, you know what, I'll win with this deck no matter what. And just between the secret between us all, I am using the same deck at the moment, and I approve and thumbs up this deck right away. It's a great deck. It's a nice deck to have. But I don't see any reason why Mehudi is going to be closing this game anytime soon. Maybe a double elixir if he drops down the lava hound in the back. Maybe if he gets a great connect with the goblin barrel, and a bunch of other maybes. Maybe he gets his minion horde also behind them unaffected. Or maybe the fireball or zap is out of rotation. Here comes the big push, and guess what? He doesn't have an answer for that, and his answer for that is a push in the opposite direction. There's a lot of minions, and he missed the zap also. However, he lost the main tower. Is he gonna lose the final tower also? The Inferno Dragon has connected. This is good game, guys. 3-0, quick 3-0 victory for Kamil here. This is a GG of this best of 5, boys, because 3-0 means best of 5 won by Kamil. Again, I would like to congratulate Kamil for coming out ahead in this match. Mehudi has not been up to the game this season. He's sitting at the bottom of the Premiership, and he is most likely, and again I'm saying most likely, he is going to be relegated out of the Premiership Master League, and he's going to move down to the Challenger League, where he will face other opponents, the other challengers who are trying to get into the Masters League at the moment. So best of luck to both the players moving forward, and let's move on back to the studio, where we have Angela and Vagish with their magnetic personalities. Goodbye.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League. And what we just witnessed was a wipeout. Not a pun on the team, wipeout, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying wipeout.
Well,
Like, I mean, 3-crown victory in the first game itself.
yeah, that was pretty interesting by Kamil. What I liked about him the most is he never really changed his deck in all the 3 games. He was very constant with that push. And now that I think that is one thing that confused Mehu in all the 3 games, that hey, is he going to get that Dark Prince out of his deck or no? Because even in the 3rd game we saw that he had the Goblin Barrel, he had the Goblin Hut, he had the bats, he had the minions, but they couldn't really turn into anything because the Dark Prince was just going through everything and he was just hitting the tower. The Battle Ram, of course, being one of his main cards of action for Kamil, doing that first damage hit that need be, and then the Dark Prince is making sure whether it be a Goblin Hut, whether it be a Barbarian Hut, whether it be anything, the Dark Prince is kind of a very treacherous card to play. And I'm sure that Mehu in next game is going to ban out the Dark Prince against any opponent he plays, because it kind of went through all his 3 decks, and at the end of the day, if you have one card that kind of is going to destroy all your cards, it's very risky. Now, it's not like Kamil played the same deck over and over again because he doesn't really know how to play other cards. No, I think that is his favorite deck. He likes to play, he's very confident on this deck. He does like to play also the Golem. We have previously seen him play a variety of decks, but in this particular matchup, I think more than Mehu studying Kamil, Kamil has studied Mehu's deck and has realized a complete combination that he could use against a player who's more experienced when it comes to more games played, but also lacks the experience of understanding that if you play with your most confident deck, you're going to make sure that your aggressive and defensive cards are very, very strong. And for Kamil, those cards would be the Inferno Dragon, would be the Dark Prince, and the Ice Golem. And once you get that combination in your head, that no matter what comes towards you, I have a combination to kind of take you down. Even if it's something like the Bats of the Minion Horde, you have a Fireball to take care of that. So he kind of made sure that his deck was very balanced, and that is why Mehu kind of found it so difficult to really even reach his tower, unless Kamil actually wanted him to reach his tower, which we saw in the 3rd game, where he was like, you know what, take down my tower, I'll take down your King Throne. And Kamil is he's playing phenomenally well. I mean, as of now, he sits 7th on the board, but he's just secured his 4th victory, which means that very soon he could even climb higher and higher, and maybe reach the ranks of making it to the land finale.
Let's see how that turns out. But ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the Clash Royale game. We'll take a quick commercial break. On the other side, we have Counter-Strike Global Offensive lined up. Invictus is going to be playing. More details on the other side. But for now, this is all we have from this game. Remember, owned by HP, HyperX, and Intel, the people bringing this amazing tournament to you, which is called the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, slight change of action here because we're back here in the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented by Northern Gaming. And of course, it's not just me in the studio. आपके सामने प्रस्तुत करते हैं सूरत की शान, सूरत की मान, सूरत की आन, रंजीत मांबा सीनियर पटेल.
Oh my God. All right. So for all of these guys wondering if it's a brilliant idea, was Vageesh's idea. If it's a terrible idea,
it's lacking something, Mamba. You know it. Do it. Do it.
Oh yeah, it's
ऐसे मुंह
lacking
छुपा
some.
के करिए, मुंह छुपा.
No. I wish I could do it like Rajinikanth, right? Just like this. I
try.
can't. I'll poke my eye.
Achha, okay.
I don't want to go blind.
Go for it.
All right. So
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Surat ki saan, Surat ki aan, Surat ki maan, Ranjit Mamba, Senior Patel. तालियों के साथ अभिनंदन
let them
करें
know the
इनका.
reason at least, right? You might want to tell them the reason why I'm wearing the glasses.
Oh yeah. Okay. Just so that you know, Mamba has decided that since everybody is wondering why I wear shades, and there's a night bot which has been placed in your chat already why I wear shades. But very surprisingly, Mamba, I realize people in India are very, very, very weird because they never read the comment up. They just want to comment anything. And after, it'll be like, मैंने comment किया, why does Vagya wear sunglasses? There'll be a Nightbot comment right above their comment, Vagish is suffering from an eye problem. That is why he's wearing sunglasses. And guess what? Because of that very same reason, Mamba has decided to show some solidarity, show some support. Why should Vagya have all the fun? All right, Ranjit ji. आज का CSGO गेम का शुभारंभ करते हैं. दो बहुत ही
बोल रहे हो यार तुम मेरे लिए.
Acha, okay, so let's begin today's CSGO game, ladies and gentlemen. We have two very interesting game here. I'm going to be the pilot here in this flight. We're going to be flying at 35,000 feet. I hope you enjoy your flight. Crew, please close the doors.
That was a nice one, though. That was a really nice
बहुत
one.
light में चढ़ लिया. No, but ladies and gentlemen, very interesting CSGO game lined up for you guys today. We have Invictus versus VAC Banned. So without wasting any further time, let's quickly take a look at the first team here, Invictus. All right, that's predominantly the old.
Invictus entity.
No. In the order.
Eternal.
So the old entity, then turned Eternal, then turned Invictus.
It was Invictus before this. Like the first team was.
No, but the team wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same, but still, we had Ribby and Excali.
I'm not talking about the brand name. I'm talking about player-wise. It was the old entity, then it became the new Eternal, and now they have become from the old Eternal to the new Invictus.
New Invictus, yeah, pretty
It's
much.
like a flower changing shape. It is biologically incorrect, but wait, it happened. Indian CSGO and their roster shuffles, ladies and gentlemen. Ha 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 ha. All right, from that cheap joke, let's move on to the team. Invictus, what's your thought? What's your thought on that?
It's a pretty strong team, to be very honest, because we've seen these guys play for a really long time. Ishpreet Singh, Hunter, he was the best top of the last year. Excali, one of the most mechanically talented.
And they're reigning supreme on the standings right now.
Well, I'm not surprised because they are by far the best team. I mean, obviously, Brutality has been showing up as well. Brutals have been showing up as well. No, the reason why I'm saying this is that
you're treading dangerous waters there, Ranjit. Dangerous waters there. You cannot do this, milad.
But the standings speak for itself, right? I mean, if I'm wrong, the standings won't lie. The points table won't lie. Brutals have lost only one more match than these guys.
True. I mean, it's up there for per usual there. Invictus up top, Entity Gaming. I'm really very happy. Mamba, I'm really, really very happy that unlike the last year's edition of the ESL India Premiership, this time around, the leader of this standing still has at least one game as a loss in their kitty.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a clean slate for anybody, which shows the amount of effort every single team has put in, irrespective of the position they're at.
That's true.
Sadly, some teams are at the position they're at because of their own grievances, economy management, which Adi hates when they don't do economy management. I mean, come on, man. We spent one entire year, you, me, Adi, we spent one entire year, and it took one national TV edition also to explain what economy management is. And if still they don't want to listen, well, it's like me being a parent, like, ja beti ja, ji le apni zindagi.
Oh boy.
Main kya roku? I can't do that, no. I can't do that.
You sound like Om Puri right there.
Okay, that scared me. You know what? Just to diffuse that scare, let's take a look at Team VAC Banned. All right, so that's Team VAC Banned for you guys. In fact, no offense, but me and Adi have made a lot of digs at this team last year. Just for the name itself. Nothing offending, nothing demeaning. It's just that, how do you have a name called VAC Banned when you're yourself on the verge of relegation? I mean, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. I'm not taking this away from you guys. You guys, see, man, I'll maintain it so that I make my stand much more clearer. Than
And you don't get bashed on Facebook.
Huh?
And so that you do not get bashed on Facebook.
Even if I do, what's the harm? I mean,
No, we've
Facebook
seen
is meant
certain
for
things
your
which don't take
views.
it really
Not that
well.
I care about everybody's views. Sure, I
That's-
care about a
that's-
few select people's views.
I just want to bring this one point up. People have opinions, and people can have different opinions, and it's not necessary that opinion will, affect you, unless obviously it's affecting your personal life. So just if people could just agree with the fact or take this thing inside them, right?
No,
or
nobody
understand
wants
this,
to do that, Mamba. Nobody wants to
the world
do that.
would be a much better place if people.
Huh,
just understood.
I'm pretty sure if unless and until I've been living under a rock, we are still a democratic country. Everybody has a right to
we're
opinion.
not. Anyway, jokes apart.
Jokes apart, since I was continuing. Not to take anything from you, VAC Banned, or any other team for that point of matter. Why just VAC Banned? War Gaming is currently in the last of the leaderboard here. I'm not taking anything from any team away. Each team is special in their own right. Whether be it Dota, whether be it individually, I'm talking about players in Clash Royale, or whether be it Counter-Strike. It's just that you need to be better. And nobody can, and trust me, it is coming from a person who's seen esports teams rise up from the dust and seen teams go from up in the heavens to dust. I'll tell you one thing. The moment you fail to take criticism, ladies and gentlemen, in your stride, that is not a healthy way to grow up. It is not meant for your downfall. It is meant for your own good. Nobody's criticizing because they want to see you lose. They want to see you be better. My dad criticized me when I joined my media studies course. He's like, hey, I'm a banker. Your brother's an engineer. Why are you doing this? Nobody knows anything about it. I'm like, sure. It's my responsibility. I will take the responsibility for any fallacy which occurs later. You're getting my drift. So it's for your own betterment. We want you to be better. Ek to you're already in the Masters League. That's a moment of pride for each and every one of you 12. But that's not just it. There should be some ambition behind it. Why should I be 12? Why should I be 11? I should be up top in the first 4. And that should be the dream, ladies and gentlemen. And that also brings us to the point of time where we bring to you the map pick and veto. Inferno. Ah! How could I lose? No! No! Mama, give me a hand.
No, dude, it's
Okay,
it's a new blazer. Come on, man.
I thought you were friends.
I'm not gonna let you wipe your tears on my blazer, dude. Come on, I'm really
Can you
possessive
let me
of my
wipe my
blazer.
eye?
No. Don't look at me. Do not look at me.
All
with your
right.
eyes.
Just messing with Ranjit here. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Invictus has gone ahead and banned Cash,
It's like the
Mirage,
instant ban.
Dust 2. Train, Nuke, Inferno gets banned by VAC Banned, and Overpass has been picked. Pretty interesting map. Lot of fun-filled fast rotations. No. This is the. Allow me to take this for a second, please. I know you're pro, but let me also give some of my gyan. So, like I was saying, this map is fun. This map is layered in the sense it's got one pivotal spot, the center, the center passage there. If you rotate fast enough, you can overturn your opposition's defense in good amount of time. It's about how quick you are in terms of thinking on your feet. Literally. Am I right there, Mamba?
Absolutely. See, Vakesh is a really good player mentally, I'd say. A lot of times, Adi would probably disagree, but I'd say
like you said, everybody's got their own opinion. I don't care about what Adi thinks.
selective opinions right there.
All right.
No, but jokes apart. So, the thing about overpass is that, obviously there are fast rotations because the bomb sites are stacked on top of each other, right?
Yes.
It just gives you so much more space to try new strategies. I mean, you could be smoking from the A bomb site towards the B bomb site. You could be faking from the B bomb site to the A bomb site. But looking at these guys, the trend I've noticed against better teams. Against better teams, yeah. All right, so PCR, I mean, if you could take a picture of Vagish, he's been requesting this since a very long time. But,
yeah.
So, the trend I've been noticing against teams like, when lesser known teams like VAC Banned play against teams like Invictus, right? We've seen it to be a really, I mean, okay, so this might seem a little out of place when I say B heavy plays, because the A bomb side, fine, it does, sure, it gives you a lot of, it does give you space to try out new stats and everything. But I think B bomb side is it just gives you a little more space to work with when you're the terrorist side and you're trying to take a bomb side. I just think it's a little easier bomb side to take. So if I'm not mistaken by the way this game is going to go on, I think it's going to be a little more about the B bomb side rather than the A bomb side. And if the rotations on,
I've realized the B bomb side is much more favored in terms of a choice of bomb side and overpass. I don't know. Is it if this has got another scene?
I don't think I can generalize. I don't have enough stats on that, but I've just seen. This is a trend I've noticed.
No, I'm totally on board with you on that one. It's just that every single time I've seen overpass getting featured as a map, I always end up seeing a lot of B plants than A plants. Maybe it's convenience. Maybe it is easier to acquire B bomb site. I do not know. I'm not a pro
So one of the other
player.
reasons why this happens is because of the fact that it's a little easier and it's a little faster to take the control towards the B bomb site
because you can
go
straight
really
ahead, yeah.
you can be really quick. You can Molotov off the pillar and then you take shot control.
True,
You have the shot control already, and if you manage to take mid control, then it just gives you a lot more space to work with. It's just a little more quicker to take the control out towards the B area. Take control.
So you can definitely unnerve the opposition there. In fact, what you've mentioned. Let's bring you the video for the map here, Overpass.
Overpass. A mix of vertical and classical designs makes this map one of the favorites of many professional teams. The team that controls the connector usually comes out with the win.
Yeah, the connector, the connector, the main pivotal point of this entire map, which will enable you to acquire control over either A bomb side or B bomb side. Well, that's what we have for you guys when it comes to team introductions, the map pick veto, and the map itself. What's going to happen in the game, ladies and gentlemen? Well, that's for the players to decide. If they play well or bad, that's up to them. But what we can get you is some amazing casting while that happens. We got you Aditya, Adi Shah, and, of course, Blair joining you.
I know. The reason why you didn't pronounce his entire name is it's a little tough to pronounce.
It's not. It's Sudan Blair Wahingbum.
Oh, you can.
Of course. Fellow metalhead there. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the game of CSGO.
And thank you, Vagish and Mamba. It is time for Invictus versus VAC Banned, and it's gonna be on Overpass, not Inferno again, and thank God for that. Joining me is Blair. You heard his little chuckle there. He's happy that this is Overpass as well. Blair, how are you?
I'm good. Listen, here's the thing. We love Inferno. Let's not get wrong. I think it's brought us some look at my English. It's brought us some very, very interesting games. It's a pretty brilliant map in my opinion. But yeah, I think it's been a little overplayed in ESL Premiership. And hold that thought, as Freekill has found 2 free kills. But in the meantime, it is a fake. Invictus have made their way towards Playground. So interesting start, but those 2 players getting taken on so early means rotation is going to take place. You can see Freekill already falling back towards A bomb side, while Jimmy pushes into bathrooms to get some information here.
Yep, the fast B fake not really panning out, but Jimmy, he's gonna one tap from the off position, and Ribby, he has to fall back now. Freekill wants this frag as well. Hunter in the meanwhile trying to take down Jimmy. He really needs to, but he's unable to. Jimmy's gonna get a second for the round. Freekill with his 3rd in the round, and they've absolutely shut down that Invictus attack. And Invictus, by the way, they're sitting on the top of the leaderboard right now, and VAC Banned is very near the bottom. So, in theory, this should be a mismatch. But I was talking to Blair about this before the game. I actually expect this to be really close.
Yeah, which I find surprising, I'll be honest, right? Like, look, nothing against VAC Banned, nothing against teams like War, VAC Banned, EAP, and, all the rest, but Invictus haven't just looked good, like almost flawless. They've only lost one map, which is against Brutality so far. Everyone's been firing on all cylinders, but they've also been the most successful Indian team in the SEA, in the Asian region as well. They've gone some pretty deep runs in some online qualifiers and some online events as well, like the Zotac Cup, for example. They reached a semi-finals, but they lost to Alpha Red, which is the best Thai team right now. So they've actually been looking, you know, way better than even the likes of an Entity Gaming, for that matter, or Brutality, or any other Indian team you can name off, right? So just based off that fact, I just don't see it happening. Get what I'm trying to say, right? It just doesn't make any sense unless it's some, you know, Tai Lu versus FaZe sort of an upset. So I don't really fancy the chances, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, but that's one thing we've always discussed, right? When you practice so much against SEA teams and you know how to play against them, while Excali does get the reply on Tyrannic Haka, by the way, it is a forced buy. I'll actually get back to that after this round. But yeah, the A attack is coming in. Manan, but Freak Jimmy, though, is going absolutely mental. But the trades have come in. Hunter and Manan now really low. But the bomb plant is going to come in. And Manan with the 1D onto Chris. And all of a sudden, Spawn is in a 1v2 retake. But it's really possible for him. Because Hunter and Manan both are... I mean, they have lesser than 50 points of health between the two of them. So it is definitely doable. Manan, though, about to pop flash for his teammate. And there he goes, but unfortunately he blinds Hunter as well. His position has been given away. And time, though. The time's run out, and Spawn's just going to recover that M4 and fall back. Tail between his legs, and unfortunately for VAC Banned, even though they did get the first pick into this round, they're not going to be able to pick up the anti-eco, which is par for the course for most Indian teams right now.
Indeed. Manan was hitting some pretty nice shots. I was watching him during the warm-up, and he was hitting some really nutty shots at the Deagle, and it's cool to see that it has transitioned into the live game as well. So a nice eco run coming up, a force fire rather, coming up from Invictus, and that's the classic tale. You see this not just amongst Indian teams. Of course, it looks a little more sloppy when you see most of the Indian teams doing this, but especially on anti-ecos, right? I think Cloud9 famously recently was guilty of this against Tai Lu. On their anti-ecos, they played extremely turtle up in the towards the A bomb side, and that can always be very dangerous, you know, because those pistols, those CZs, those I mean, the Deagle is an anomaly, it can hit you no matter how far away you are, but the CZs, the P250s, even the Glock, if you get overwhelmed, especially this close range quarters sort of you know, the battle which might take place if the T's push in towards the B bomb side, you might even get, you know, just killed before even rattling off a single shot. So it's always a problem. But Freakle's just gonna walk in, finds Excali. However, it is just the Mac 10 which has been retrieved. Bear in mind, this is a force fight coming out from a VAC Banned as well. Pasha Sahil is going to make contact. Chris will easily avoid that smoke, and he almost finds Pasha Sahil. Doesn't quite get the kill. And the problem here is Spawn is all by his lonesome. He does have free kill, trying to help him out, but Spawn gets a quick kill. Spots the Ribby as well, finds two, finds three. One bullet is all he needs to land on Pasha Sahil to get the kill, but Hunter will hunt him down. Trades going thick and fast, and Jimmy's going to spray two players down, and the battle of the force buys continues, and the force buys are coming out on top here.
Yep, and well, this battle is going to continue even into the next round, and probably into the next round after that if Invictus wins the upcoming round. You want the economy control, basically. You just want it. But yeah, getting back to what we were saying about Invictus, right? The thing is, when the play style of a lot of this, the SEA teams and the Chinese teams, and even most of the teams, right? It's really different when you compare to the Indian teams. The Indian teams thrive in, like, you know, a little bit of chaotic situations, while the SEA teams, they like their structured approach, right? So you won't see the randomness, the random aggression, things like that, except from Tai Lu, because Tai Lu is just, well, Tai Lu. And so, you know, that's why it's really hard for a team like Invictus or Entity Gaming, even when you practice so much against the SEA teams, to come into the Indian scene and you know, swat down the players. And because even if they're playing against better players in day out, it's not necessarily going to work out for you when you're playing against you know, a team that approaches the game differently.
Indeed, I do agree with you, but there are also, I mean, it's also the fact that you need to learn how to adapt, especially in a scene as fractured as the as the Asian scene, so to speak, right? You need to be able to adapt. You know, you need to know when to go off fifth gear. And Munan's just not missing anything, is he, with that deagle of his? He decapitates Rane Kaka, and you can see already BB running around like headless chickens. The second someone gets taken down, they'll get a little panicky. Jimmy wondering whether he should fall back or whether he should just hold the line. He will hold the line. He's got backup arriving in the form of free kill. But Invictus are looking like they're going to be going for this A site. I'm a little surprised why the AK is still in the hands of Hunter. You'd rather Ribby have it. And a flashbangs galore. Jimmy spots out a player. Ribby will be taken down, but not before he does a lot of damage. Free kill. Getting a second kill, which was unexpected. So now it's a 2v3. Hunter is still alive. This guy is deadly with an AK-47. 30 seconds on the clock. He's going to be falling all the way back from long. And bear in mind, it's not a buy round. It's not a force buy coming out from Invictus. It is just pistols. And just Ribby was the one who purchased some armor. So they're going to be buying anyway the next round. What they're doing here is trying to inflict as much damage as they can. So if they manage to convert the next round, it's going to be quite expensive indeed. Chris stuck in the corner, and Scally, he knows exactly where to be. He's going to peer around the corner, but Jimmy is there to save the day. But what an expensive round for VAC Banned there, Adi.
Yep, Invictus actually ceded to the economic battle, right? They did go for the eco, but 4 kills with just pistols, that's absolutely ridiculous. And that's, I mean, VAC Banned's gonna feel that, because look at their money now. It's absolutely, it's shambolic. There's this one Molotov. There's a scout on Spawn God, Spawn God. I like it. On Spawn, but yeah, like, I mean, the utility is pretty lacking, and in Overpass, you kind of want the utility to delay the teams, but it's a fast B play coming in from Invictus. Spawn's gonna be completely blinded, but he's gonna be able to fall back to safety. And Munan, through the smoke, free kill. What?
He's been instrumental.
Free kill with another frag. Spawn does get one while free kill is finally traded. Spawn getting a bit too antsy and pushing the smoke, and Invictus is, I mean, Excali is gonna be like, thank you for that. But finally, a little bit of a reply coming in from Ranikaka, and again an expensive round for VAC Banned, but now Invictus does have to eco going into this, and that means that VAC Banned can build into their economy.
Absolutely, and you got to. I mean, they did still lose 3 players, so it's still, I don't think they're still out of the water, right? But you gotta give credit where it's due. Freekill has been very instrumental. He's been getting a lot of crucial double kills. That round was, I liked it from Invictus. You know, switching things up, going for a very fast play towards a B bomb site. But, and the fact that Freekill managed to get the first kill and even got 2 kills before it got taken down, and Rane with that scout somehow managing to score a headshot with that scout of his, that's pretty impressive stuff. So, they are winning these rounds, not cleanly, mind you, but they are winning it nonetheless. Spawn spots out a player. He's gonna go for the repeat here. Nice aggression from Jimmy to ensure that Connector is in control. And Spawn just spotted out one player though, and that is Ribby. Ribby's still walking without checking the tunnels, and he will finally get punished for it. But they might not be expecting 3 players ready and waiting, and it's gonna come on his Spawn. He goes for the spray, finds 1, 2, 3. Finally will get taken down. And Munan is going to be left alone. That P250 and that UMB, and he's being hunted down by Chris. Bear in mind, this guy has been hitting some nutty shots. P250 will find its mark, and Chris, what can he possibly do? He will find the frag. And again, right? Again, another expensive round for VAC Banned. They lose 3 players once more.
Yep, and just want to say, like, you know what? It's a testament to what we were saying right in the start about how Invictus is used to playing against SEA teams. No player in the SEA scene, in the Asian scene, would have repeaked that angle as many times as Spawn did. That's why Ribby was just like, okay, he's done now. He's not going to peek again. He's not going to peek again. Oh, come on, a 3rd time? So it's just a testament to that. Like, you know, you just don't expect it, and that's the difference. And you need to be honest. I'm not saying Spawn was at fault at all there. He knew he was just against pistols. So why not, right? But yeah, you just don't expect it. And now the buy coming in, though.
I also have a counter argument to that, right? Like we mentioned how the SEA teams and Asian teams are a little bit more structured. While yes, there are the anomalies like some of the 2nd or 3rd best Thai teams or Thai Lu for that matter. But also, let's say you're an Indian team. Let's say you're Invictus and you somehow manage to make it to an international event. You manage to qualify, right? And then you're facing off against the likes of FaZe. They're not going to show you any respect. They're going to like peek you 3 or 4 times. In the meantime, a 5v3 has been converted to a 3v3 as Freekill has single-handedly kept the B bomb site in his hands. Rane pushing in towards Connector. Munan's very low as well, so he's going to try and stay alive for as long as possible. He's going to be waiting for Rane to walk into his crosshair. In the meantime, the B bomb site. We have Chris with the AWP out. And Rane, he's on 29 HP, but is still holding the line. They're not going to budge here. This is Invictus who's got to go for the play. Hunter Excali working in tandem. Excali with a... I thought he landed headshot, but instead he gets taken down. And now Manan has got to peek. I'm not too sure why Rane would not check there. That was unnecessary from him to just walk out, especially now the fact that they already got a kill. There was no need for them to for him to aggress. So he gets taken down, bringing down to 2v2, and we can see Manan trying to sell this fake Molotov towards the bank. 20 seconds, Freakill will have to rotate, and they've played it to perfection. Hunter doesn't even need to go for the kill here. He hears Freakill rotating over, checks it. He's going to get the plan done. Manan, in fact, gets another kill. And a bomb's planted, and Freakill has no idea. He has no idea that he's been completely bamboozled. He finds Manan. He's going to make his way up to the upper site, and he's like, oh, crap. And Hunter, he's got himself in a great position. He's got 100 HP as well. So Freakill, despite his heroics, this round just might be done. Yeah, it's pretty much done here.
Yeah, it all depends on how Hunter plays this plays out this 1v1. But yeah, Freakill doesn't have a kit, so yeah, it does look like he's actually gonna make his escape now. But still, Invictus do get back into this, but VAC Banned do have a 5-2 lead at the end of this. Freakill is gonna fall as well, but as I was saying that, the money, it's wrecked.
It's pretty poor, right? It's pretty poor for both the teams if you look at it. Like, even 3 of the Invictus players, I think, were below $4,000. But T-side, you know, you can always go for those MAC 10s and UMPs. But yeah, money's wrecked, Adi. And here comes the pain. Here comes the pain.
Yep, it's all on Excali and Pasha now to make bank with those UMPs. But I think they have a misread on the situation, because they've gone in for... I don't know, they've gone in for the UMPs, they've gone in for everything. I don't think they expect the eco actually this round. I think they expect a force buy. And VAC Banned, they might actually try to force buy into the next round anyway. But Excali, he's gonna get the information now. No head armor on spawn, no armor on spawn in fact, and he does get the first frag. And now Invictus has the man advantage again as well. And the spam though, Chris, he must be wondering, wait, what? What did I do to you? Freakill. He's been a rock, but the rock is gonna fall. Excali is gonna get a 3rd frag in the round, and the B bomb site is completely overrun by terrorists. Manan on the other hand as well, he's gonna pick up Jimmy as he tries to aggress. Ranikaka is finally gonna be able to take down Manan, and he's gonna get an AK for that, but nope. Nope, Pasha Sahil is there for the deny. And
3 rounds now for Invictus. And, I'd actually like to see another eco from VAC Banned. This is not exactly an ideal buy. Yeah, there we go. So the scout comes out. It's just pistols all around. No armor, just a couple of flashes here and there. Probably try and inflict as much damage as they can. Because bear in mind, Invictus, the previous round was great. They kept 4 players alive. And here's the thing: it's always hard to break the economy of the T side. Because, you know, for newer people, newer viewers watching Counter-Strike who don't know much about how the economy works, on the T side, the things you have to purchase are cheaper overall. You know, the Molotov's cheaper, your rifles, the AK-47 is $4,000 cheaper than the M4, and also, as on the T side, you don't necessarily have to go for full utility buys. You can even make it work just with a couple of smokes and a couple of flashbangs. So there are more opportunities for you to convert rounds without much being invested, right? So VAC Banned, although they still have the 2-round lead, I do fear that it's going to get whittled away real quickly. And then they're just going for a full execute into the B bomb site. And here they come mowing down everyone with Spawn. He's being very cheeky.
Yep. He's gonna... Ooh, Pasha Sahil with the perfect cover there. But yeah, I do think that Invictus... Chris does get a frag. In fact, he gets a dink onto Hunter as well. But they're still alive and kicking. Excali and Hunter on just 5 and 6 points of health. Excali, he's gonna peek out, and he's just gonna be able to get the frag onto Freakill. That was a little risky there, and I do think that Invictus expected a buy from VAC Banned, considering that absolutely full execute, and the backstab was coming in by VAC Banned as well. So in fact, that round, I think VAC Banned actually have gained a lot of information on how Invictus's setup is gonna be, and you know, that if they do that in a gun round, right, they can probably even rotate 4 players into the B bomb side and just leave 1 at the playground. They would have learned that round, so all's not lost for them. It's really good information gained.
Absolutely. The question is, what will they do with this? Jimmy spots out a player just jumping towards the playground, and here comes a very fast play. Manan leading the way, leading the pack alongside Pasha Sahil. He's gonna try and peek out. Wary that Jimmy might be waiting. Jimmy will find himself a kill. Pasha running out the edge of the smoke. Again, no flashback. This is a little careless from Pasha's side. He could have asked for a flashback from Munnan or one of his teammates to go for that, to clear it out. Instead, running out all by his lonesome. A little uncharacteristic for a team like Invictus, to be honest. But there we go. First kill going the way of VAC Banned, and Jimmy will be repositioning himself, playing it safe. I like the setup coming out from Durrani, just playing towards the bathrooms. Jimmy spotting out towards short. They have no eyes towards long, but that's alright because Invictus are spread pretty thin here. They are waiting for something to happen. They're looking for some aggression from VAC Banned, but I don't think that's going to happen. You get the initial pick, you have a 5v4 man advantage, you just turtle up in the side. You just hold those crossfires. There's no need to feel adventurous at this stage.
Yep, and I really like the discipline coming in from Jimmy as well. The way he kept falling back, and the peek from the smoke. He's gonna miss the shot onto Munnan. He's gonna re-aggress, and Munnan's caught with a grenade out, and more aggression coming over to his B shot. But that's gonna be punished by Excali, and the B bomb side has fallen. The plant's gonna come in. Excali with a third frag, and it's not gonna be a fourth. Shut down by Ranekaka, and it's 2v1 retake at this point. Hunter though, Hunter in a 1v2, he can do this. He's done it. He's done it multiple times, and he can definitely do it again. He has a decent position as well. He knows where both the players are. The question is, do the CTs have an inkling to where he is? Ranekaka has spotted him out as well now, and Hunter does know where both the players are. Finally, he's gonna get taken down by Jimmy, and the diffuse is gonna come in. Jimmy with a 3k that round, shutting down Invictus, and even though Excali was pretty heroic that round, it wasn't enough to throw them over the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Heroics from Excali. Explosive play from, I think it was a 2v5. He finds 3 kills. Hunter, unfortunately for him, that post-plan. I mean, I like the idea behind it. He was expecting the player from short to make his way towards him. And the plan was kind of for him as well. He planted it right next to the pillar, so he could have actually gone to the water and defended it. But yeah, VAC Banned, they managed to get around. But again, like we said earlier, it is, you know, just almost eco territory. If they get taken down here, they're going to be losing all their money. That's not something they'll be looking forward to. As Jimmy, op in hand, playing towards party. Aggressive angle. Rane holding. This is a pretty weird setup. The player from Connector can actually walk upstairs and spot out the opper if Ribby wishes to, but Rane's gonna realize that fact and is going to be playing a little bit more aggressively towards Connector, and Jimmy is getting hunted down. He is in a world of pain, and you can see it. Rane's like, sorry buddy, I'm out of here, and he's going to be caught out with a nade in his hand and taken out immediately to 11 HP. Ribby desperately looking for his first frag of the game. He's still sitting on 0.
The curse of the commentator. I just called out Jimmy for being absolutely him being really disciplined. And then he just overstays his welcome forever. He was there at like what, until 1 minute on the clock almost.
Indeed.
Just sitting at the flowers at the birthday area. That's just it's just silly. Ribby now, he's gonna sneak in. He's probably gonna get the frag onto Ranekaka. Yes, he does. A headshot coming straight in, and now it's a 3v5 for VAC Banned. They do have 2 players onto the A side, but Munnan has spotted out Spawn, and he's gonna take him out. Free kill is gonna get 2 again. Free kill is a rock, but Ribby will deny him, and Hunter will get the final closing frag onto Chris, and that's a 5th round for Invictus, and another round for VAC Banned to eco.
Indeed, money's completely wrecked. That's a sad tale. But to be honest, you know, 6 rounds, that is something to work with. If you have a pretty decent T side, and if you don't get bullied by Invictus's CD side, you can actually do something here. If they just go for a double eco, and because they will have to go for a double eco by the looks of it, and sure, Invictus will get to 7 rounds, but you can at least try and string 2 rounds together, and it's going to be a fast B play. Invictus like doing this, right? They go for the slow A takes, and then the second they feel it's going to be a light buy, they just go for a fast B execute. Now, it's worked out so far, but I'm not a big fan of this, Adi. Like, imagine the CTs have a B stack with CZ and Excali just staring at that sorry smoke, and he's like, oh god, that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing, Excali. But yeah, you know, you walk into a site, sure, you might go for the smokes and whatnot, but 5 CZ staring at your face will not be a pretty proposition, right? It is very risky.
Yep, I agree, and it's just that you don't want close quarters combat, right? In fact, generally in eco rounds, teams do end up going towards A long, especially for the long distance, right? But again, I guess it's like it's a meta. It's like outthinking your opposition. You're just like, oh, they might stack A long because that's generally where the T's go. So why don't we just go B? And it's worked out for them in that sense because VAC Banned has been pretty standard with their holes.
They had 5 USPs and Invictus lost 3 players. That was unnecessarily expensive. But then again, Invictus do have 2 players who are sitting pretty at $6,000, $4,600 for Pachasile, so they're not going to be in any immediate danger of having to eco. In the meantime, VB going for the smart decision. They've gone for the pistol and some pistol armor buy for a couple of these players, and they have gone for the default. This is the thing, right? When they go for a full eco, I've noticed this at least twice so far in this game. When they go for just the USPs, they go for the full stack. You know, try and maximize the chances of doing some damage. However, when they go for this kind of like a semi force buy or just pistol armor buy or whatnot, then they just kind of play defaults, which in my opinion, you know, I'm a big fan of you trying to stack things up and mix things up and gambling it out when you have the pistol armor, because you maximize your chances. They're doing it in the eco rounds, in the full eco rounds. Why aren't they doing this when they have the pistols and armor? I'm not too sure about it, but here we go. It's going to be the A take, and immediately the bodies are falling left, right, and center.
I really like how Invictus has actually conditioned VAC Banned into believing that because they're eco, they're going to go B. And this time, in fact, Invictus does walk up A long, right? In an eco round, and
that's a perfect anti-eco, though.
Yeah, it's mind games, and yeah, finally it's going to be a perfect anti-eco, and I don't think they're going to hunt this round either, because they really need to build up their economy. They don't need to chase Chris for, I mean, all he has is what, $700 on him. It's not worth it.
Yep.
And yeah, Invictus, they did start off this game a little bit shakily, and they were 5-1 down, but since then they've got the they've wrestled economic control, and they do look stronger now. They do look like the top team in on the Masters League, the top place team anyway. And it does look like they did go for a slight bit of a hunt, but they're not going to find Chris. And now finally a full buy is going to come in by VAC Banned. The op on Jimmy, and maybe Chris could even drop over another op, and they could go for a double op setup.
Yeah, this is the there we go. So this is the chance for VAC Banned to try and string a couple of rounds together to go into the second half with a lead, with at least a 1-round lead. Which, all things considered, I think, considering the way this game's played out, they would be pretty happy with it. But alright guys, this is something we can work with, something we can defend. But look at Invictus, 4 players marching up. Excali's making a lot of noise towards B, and Jimmy's there, slightly off angle, gets the kill as Chris is there over at long, and he's taking quite a sweet time, and he's gonna get punished for it. Pasha Sahil walks into the smoke, of course he will. He gets a frag, and Krish, I'm sure, would have heard more footsteps, so he knows there are at least 2 players making their way towards long. Rotation's going to be coming in. Free kill. Jimmy already making his way towards the APC. Scope out, and he finds Pasha Sahil right up close. But for more, Munnan's going to be left alone, and Munnan has Jimmy trapped with 1 HP. Munnan spots out another player. Jimmy, there's no need for him to peek whatsoever, and Free kill's going to save his teammate. Picks up a frag. That's a great round from VAC Banned. A little bit of some aggressive positioning from the ops towards the B bomb side, and even towards long, right? So yeah, VAC Banned, they give themselves a chance to go into the final round with a lead. But Invictus, they still have money to buy, and this time around they might switch it up.
Yeah, and I just want to point out the amount of work that Jimmy and Freakill are putting into this right now. I mean...
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, look at Spawn, Ranikaka, and Chris. They really need to step up for their team right about now. There's not much Jimmy and Chris can keep doing, but in the meanwhile, Invictus with another fast B play. Free kill again. He's gonna start off with 2 frags. Finally traded by Ribby as well, but Ribby was so low that he's gonna burn alive, and Spawn God is gonna get a kill on Excali as well, and all of a sudden that B rush has not worked out. Hunter though, in a 1v4 situation, brings it down to a 1v2. Spawn and Chris not peeking together, peeking 1 by 1, giving Hunter the chance. Again, Ranikaka is gonna give him another 1v1, but Ranikaka is gonna win that battle, and it's gonna be 8-7 in the favor of VAC Banned. They started the half really strongly, and they've ended it with the lead as well. And it's not bad. I mean, the amount of times they lost economy, right? The amount they went double eco twice. 4 rounds were eco.
Yeah.
So ending up with 8 rounds, it's not bad at all.
I think the biggest mistake they made was the 4 rounds they won. So they won the pistol, then they lost the anti-eco, then they won their own force buy, which was great. But after that, the following 3 rounds they won, they had, let's look here, round number 4 they had 1 guy survive, round number 5 they had 2 players survive, and round number 6 they had 2 players survive. So if they had managed to keep, you know, win those anti-ecos by in a more clean fashion, they managed to keep like at least 4 players alive, they wouldn't have had to go for that immediate eco, right? So this could have been a better scoreline. This could have been a 9-6 or dare I say a 10-5 scoreline for VAC Banned going to the second half. It could have easily gone their way. So I should be pretty happy with it. But you know, if I was them, I'd probably, when I go back to visit this VOD or this you know, go back to the demo, I'd be like, hey guys, you know, we could have had a more solid CD side. But let's see what they do. You know what, if they really get off to a flying start, to win the pistol round and the 2 anti-ecos after that, they can get to 11 rounds. And from there, it's anyone's game, right? So here they come. They have a lot of utility. Jimmy, a smoke. Spawn, a smoke. They have a Molotov and a flashbang as well. So they do have a game plan in mind. Free Kill, he's been instrumental in getting all these kills. He's making a lot of noise towards Connector, keeping the CTs at bay. And Excali already tagged down to 9 HP. He's going to be making his home towards the bathroom, but here comes a play towards the B-bomb side.
I was hoping that Molotov by Jimmy was going to go into the boost position. It doesn't, and Manan is just wreaking havoc from the boost. The SK position, 4 kills for him. A massive oversight by VAC Banned. The full execute not planning out for them. Freakle will get 1 kill, but Manan with the ace. Wow. Take a bow, son. Take a bow, because
he's been not missing anything with the pistols, right? The deagles earlier on his eco rounds, even with the rifle as well, and the pistol ace to start things off. Okay, that's not a start VAC Banned wanted.
Yeah, and when one grand old man of the CS scene, which is Ribby, disappears off the server with just 4 frags, the other old man steps up. Manan sitting on top of the leaderboard, like
he's
top
not that
of
old,
the
though,
scoreboard right now.
I mean,
isn't he?
Yeah, he's
been in the scene since before me, so.
Yeah, but I think it's just like 24, 25 or something.
Really?
I think so. I need to check. I need to cross-check. But I remember being surprised at how young he and Mithil were, considering like how long they've been in the scene. But anyway, bomb not getting planted means VAC Banned will have to go for the force by Jimmy. Jimmy's opted to go for the safe, because I'm assuming he's going to be going for the op by the first opportunity he gets. In the meantime, the rest of them deagles. 3 CZs, 1 flashbang in the hands of Rane. And they are gathering up for this A-bomb side take with Ribby and Pasha Sal. Again, this is what I don't enjoy watching, you know, on the CD side. I know people might be like, hey, you know, you're playing against pistols, try and play a bit more safe, but this I feel is a little too safe. You allow them to swarm the site. You know, 1 smoke or 1 flashbang or 1 Molotov, that's gonna be enough. Pasha Sal spots out a player. I'm sure he does. And he's going to swap over to the UMP, setting up the crossfire with Ribby. Pasha Sahil, there's so many players very close by. He's got to toss it in anytime right here. Ribby's going to get taken down. Manan is there, however, for the rescue. This guy's unstoppable. He finds 3 kills, is looking for the 4th one as well. Free Kill is still going to deal some damage. What more can he possibly do? Deagle in hand, spots out a player, rounds off a shot, but 2 players might be too much. A double peek comes in, and Excali and Manan will ensure that things don't go alright for Invictus. But Manan, what a hero, because that round looked a little shaky again.
Yep, and again, like, just 2 players alive on the Invictus side, right? These force buys are really dealing a lot of damage to the economy. And Invictus, at least, I mean, VAC Banned's not going to force buy into this again, but honestly, if I was sitting there as the IGL, I might just force buy into this again, just to kind of try to reset Invictus, but instead, it's going to be 3 MP9s on Excali, Pasha Sal, and Manan. And Excali's going to see a lot of action here. The nade comes out through the smoke. He's going to start his spray now. He's going to get 1, he's going to get 2, he's going to get a 3rd, and he's going to get the 4th. Pasha Sahil will also get another frag with the MP9. 4 frags for the SMGs. Money in the bank, and Invictus. Now they have something to fall back on.
I really like Eco spray downs. Eco Cobra. I like it. It's just fun to watch, right? Because there's no armor and just like your blood splattering everywhere. Now, I might be sounding like a psychopath over here, but that's not the point. It's just fun to watch. But yeah, Invictus, they survived the scare and they managed to win a flawless anti-eco round. So here we go. The big guns versus the big guns. 4 AK-47s and an AWP in the hands VAC Banned, and a similar situation for Invictus, for M4s, the AWP. The only difference being the utility is much, much better for the CD side, but in the meantime, quick trades taking place over at the towards mid, and somehow Jimmy coming out on top. There we go. Bogdan's Law as Ribby finds himself a frag. Excali's going to push out as well. Chris getting a kill on the Ribby. I think it was caught jumping out. Excali's going to peek out, gets a frag. It's a 2v2. A very fast and furious round indeed. And now Jimmy and Freakill making haste for that A bomb set, and Freakill's going to try something cheeky here. He's going to toss in the smoke. And it's going to be going towards the B bomb site. Now, will that force out a rotation?
It doesn't seem like Invictus have been fooled by this. Both the players for them are on the A bomb side, and the C4 has been lost by Jimmy. And Freakill will get the frag onto Hunter, peeking out for some information. And now it's an op versus an op. I'm not sure if Excali's been. Oh yes he has. The P250 comes out. His teammates have given him the information that he's low, and he's gonna pistol whip him. And Invictus, really close round, and I really hope VAC Banned do go for a pistol armor buy behind this and try to put some sort of economic damage into Invictus, because if they let the economy run away for Invictus, it's going to be really hard for VAC Banned to get back into this game.
It is going to be hard, and one thing which I like that smoke. I like that smoke towards the B bomb site. Just going to point that out. But what I didn't get was a simultaneous Molotov towards the bank. What was the purpose of the smoke? To fake out, to draw the rotation from at least one of those players if you're going to be Molotoving the bank at the same time. Because you saw Excali drop down. He was about to make his way towards the B bomb site, but then the second Molotov came in, he just went back, and they kind of lost around from there. So I'm a little surprised what they were thinking, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, Counter-Strike, you see some strange things. Pashasal's gone for the auto shot. Yeah, I want to see what happens here.
I think he's gonna go for the B shot aggression, and yeah, if VAC Banned comes there, it doesn't look like they are though. VAC Banned is going towards the A side. Actually, they're gonna go for a connector again. I don't think they've learned the lesson that Excali taught them. But the headshot onto Excali. He's been taken out by Freakill. That fast play from connector caught them off guard. Ruby's gonna get one frag. He's gonna get another as well. He's gonna be traded out by Chris finally, and now it's actually a 3v3, and there's an op and an M4 onto VAC Banned's side, and they could actually do a lot of damage right now.
That op especially. Freakill's been showing that he can work with any gun. He can work with basically any gun. Spashal gets the bomb down. Spawn, you did not go diving into nowhere for information when you have the bomb on your back. He should have tossed the bomb away, but flashbang's not going to be great. Chris is going to sneak in. Shouldn't be taking this fight. His shotgun is dangerous, especially when you have no armor. And Pasha putting it to use, and that's a lot of money as well. $900 per kill, mind you.
If I was Freakill right now, I would just throw this op out.
He
could, of course, he could try to save it as well, of course. But if he can't save it, he should just throw it straight out of the map. And it doesn't look like Invictus actually want to hunt for it yet. They do think that he's going to try to come in for the bomb.
Well, he will still have $7,000 if he dies, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So he can still go for the op buy. So yeah, he can pretty much do whatever he wants. Throwing it away would be a nice idea, but guess who's waiting for him?
Does look like he wants to save it though. It doesn't look like he's gonna go. He's not gonna go down the ladder. But Manan, he's playing with the idea. He wants to go up the ladder for some sort of information, maybe to chase him. But nope. He decides against it as well. It's going to be a stalemate, and Freakill is going to save the op. He still has $3,500, so actually he's come out on top.
Yeah,
so why not?
So if it died, he would have had $7,000. So if you bought the op, it would be like $4,700. So he'd have $2,300 remaining to buy the rest of the stuff. So him saving that op over there actually gave him more money to work with. So mathematical calculations, just going through Freakill's mind, kind of like what's the guy's name in Hangover? I forgot his name.
I'm the wrong person to ask.
Jack
I hated that movie.
Galifianakis. I can't pronounce his name. I'm so bad at it.
Yeah, that's how I pronounce it. But yeah, anyways, the buy is gonna come in by VAC Banned now, and this is a true test for Invictus. All the utility VAC Banned could want. Well, lacking a few Molotovs, but still almost everything they could want, and they have gone for the B shot and connector control, so it does look like it's going to be a B execute coming in by them. And Invictus does have 3 players towards the A bomb site, so but Pasha Sahil, he's going to punish Rani Kaka, trying to get some information towards the A bomb site from the connector, and it's a 5v4 now. VAC Banned, they do want to sneak into this B bomb site. It does look like they are setting up for this attack with the rotation, while Jimmy peeking out without a flashbang. Again, he's doing the same thing that Invictus was doing on the T side, trying to walk in dry, but Manan's wiser to that, and Manan's gonna peek out instead. Spawn's gonna be taken down, and that leaves Chris and Freakill in a 2v5 situation, and Freakill just has 13 points of health to work with.
Yep, there is I don't see them coming back into this one. Chris has got to just literally go God mode to pull this one up, and a flashbang is so perfect. Luckily for Chris, he will have made his way towards the tunnel. But guess who's waiting? Munan's waiting. Freakill does find a kill. But Xcali will slowly inch out, gets a frag, and yep, I think this could very well be the bells tolling for VAC Banned, because 6 rounds in a row for Invictus, and that previous round especially was very telling. VAC Banned seemed completely lost, didn't seem to know what to do. They had monster control, they had the B shot control, and the problem was, you saw the aggression of Invictus. They had 2 players pushed up towards Fountain, 1 player towards Long, and even the B hole. We had 1 player on the left hand side of the monster, and 1 player playing towards Pillar. They were playing very aggressive, and VAC Banned, they just got asphyxiated. You know, they really didn't get any they weren't able to do it whatever map control they had, which is quite minimal, to be honest, and just getting picked off 1 by 1, not what you want to see. However, it is the 6th round loss bonus, so they will be able to go for a pretty solid buy. Freakill debating whether to go for the AWP and Kevlar, or instead going for the AK. It's going to be the AK with utility, so they at least have 4 smokes, 2 Molotovs, and a number of flashbangs to work with. So would at least like to see an execute, at least probably towards B bomb site, but yeah, let's see how this one pans out.
And the last time we saw VAC Banned on Overpass, by the way, was against Entity Gaming. Well, while Entity Gaming just managed to eke that out 19-17 in overtime. And I think, I'm not completely sure about this, but I'm pretty sure VAC Banned had a really strong CD half in that game as well, but their T side was lacking. And it seems to be that they haven't been able to fix it since then. But Jimmy will get the first frag onto B shot. Xcali trying to aggress. Manan is going to avoid the flashbang. He's going to get the frag onto Jimmy as well. The trade does come in, and it's a 4v4 now. But Spawn, he's going to peek out through the smoke. But again, the trade by Hunter. I love this trade game by Invictus. Even though they lose the man advantage, they instantly reply back, and it's down to 3v3 now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the basic CS right there from Invictus. Despite losing players, they have the trade potential. That's the exact opposite of what happened to VAC Banned in the previous round, where everyone just died without inflicting any damage on their opponent. So we do see Rani Kaka and Freakill. They have stuck together. It looked like they're going to be going for a late play towards B, while Chris tries to sell something over at the A bomb site. Here comes the smoke. It's a long winded smoke for the dumpster. And Chris just rattling off a few bullets, but look at Potters side. He spots the shadow out. It's going to be a slaughter! And Chris is going to be left alone, and Ribby will be found. It's a 1v1 with 35 seconds on the clock, so this is doable for Chris, but Hunter knows exactly where Chris is going to come from. That smoke, that actually bloomed pretty nicely. I thought it was a random smoke.
Hunter's gonna Molotov off the bomb, but Chris, if he's feeling it, he could just run in through the Molotov, pick up the C4, but instead he's gonna try to chase Hunter. He's gonna pick up the C4 now, and he does know that Hunter's coming in from the short position, and Hunter is gonna win that fight. And I just want to say, VAC Banned, when you have a 3v3, right, just
gather up
and attack 1 bomb site, right? Because at the worst case scenario is that it's gonna be 2 players at 1 bomb site, right? And you will still have the man advantage, and it's just the little things which actually kind of keep irking me. They keep, like, I mean, it's not Henry G level tilt, obviously, but still, you know, I don't like that. Like, it's basically, why have they gone and done that?
I don't know. Like, usually, I mean, that's the one thing you learn early on. You look at Munnan going. He's gonna find a frag with Jimmy. We'll finally at least get traded this time around. But yeah, I agree with you. Many people, like, it's something I say time and time again when I'm casting a game, right? When you're in a 3v3 or a 4v4 scenario as a terrorist, you always have the advantage over the CTs. And Ribby's coming alive on the CT side. He hasn't spotted out, though. And Does he not see the player spawn? No, he does. Spawn will fall. Ribby going at it, showing that that left click of his is still very much deadly. But yeah, apart from maps like Nuke, where the CD rotation is ridiculously fast, I think in most other maps like Overpass, like Cobblestone earlier, or Dust 2, 3v3, just hit a site together. You might get traded, but hey, at least you'll get the site and it'll give you the bomb plan, and you can play the post plan. It's always better than trying to split up and try some fancy things, which can work out once in a while, but in this scenario, not working out. So Invictus, Adi, they have got to map point without dropping a single round on the CD side.
Yeah, I was just gonna say a flawless CD half is gonna come in, but the rush is coming in by VAC Banned. They have got the 2 frags, and Pasha Sahil does reply back on the spawn. Ribby is gonna be taken down by Rane Kaka as well, and all of a sudden, Invictus, with the B rush, they've lost the bomb site.
They've lost the bomb site. It's a 4v2, and Jimmy's gonna find Hunter. That should be the route. Then Pasha Sahil will be found. Rane just coming alive. 3 huge kills for him. When all else fails, rush B, don't freaking stop. And here's the interesting thing, Invictus have no money. They actually hemorrhaged quite a lot of players in the last couple of rounds. So the 2 rounds back, they survived with 1 player alive. It was Excali, I think. Sorry, it was Hunter who clutched that round. In the previous round, they lost a couple of players. So that's the thing. That's the risky thing with the CD side, right? You can just, your money can just dissipate in a matter of just a couple of rounds, even if you're winning them. And here we go. 3M, 4M4s, the shotgun, the auto shotty in the hands of Excali. And it's obviously going to be playing towards Connector. This can be deadly here. He can cut off the rotation. Look at the aggression this time around. Look at this aggression. The switch up for Invictus. They're playing way more aggressively, but bullets whizzing thick and fast. Free kill will fall back. But it looks like it's going to be B hit coming in here. Unfortunately for them, there are 4 players lying in wait.
Yep, and Excali has stopped the rotation as well. Ribby, I think he was boosted up there. It does get the frag onto spawn. And Excali, he's going to come out of the connector. What? He's going to get 2 frags. He's going to be traded by Free Kill. Wow, finally, it is a 2v3. Free Kill is going to be found out by Manan. And it does look like Invictus is going to close this off, because Jimmy is stuck in a 1v3. He's going to get the first onto Manan, but he's suddenly going to be double peaked by Pasha Sahil and by Ribby, and he's going to be taken down. It's 16-9 in the favor of Invictus. VAC Banned picking up just a single round on the terrorist side of Overpass. And yeah, they need to just go and they need to work on that T side.
Yeah, they need to work on T side. The CD side was actually pretty clean, in my opinion. Yeah, sure, the anti-egos weren't that great. They had to go for double egos. But if you look at the buy rounds, when they had the rifle buys, they were actually kind of holding their own against Invictus. But, you know, just looking at the T side, even if they had a 9-6 or a 10-5 scoreline in their favor, I don't think they would have really got anything going. Because Invictus, they kept switching it up, and a lot of aggression. And especially, that last round was very telling. The way Excali just ran out of connector with an auto shot, he got 2 kills. That's the level of aggression Invictus was showing on the CD side. Even though they were playing from the sites, those setups are pretty aggressive setups, and VAC Banned, unfortunately, they really didn't have any answer.
Yep, I agree, and it's just, I mean, like I said earlier as well, right? They need to go back, they need to review a couple of demos, they need to, because I was impressed by their CD side. Like I said earlier, like, if it wasn't for that economy, you know, the loss of the economic battle, they would have probably ended up with 11 rounds, but yeah. 11 rounds, it's it still wouldn't have been enough for them. But anyway, that's enough from us. More from the studio, where Vagish and Mamba are waiting for you. I was Adi, and joining me was Blair. But for now, back to the studio.
Welcome back to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership. Ladies and gentlemen, what we just witnessed was, in fact, okay, brief insight. Should we tell the viewers what happened? So, okay, so before this match began, before we threw this game to, we did not throw this game, because we threw the entire stream to the game before we left the studio, or rather, after we ended the studio segment, before the game began. Me and Mamba had a discussion. Mamba was like, what was your prediction, Mamba?
16-10.
And I said 16-8. So Mamba and me, the moment the match got done, we both looked at each other and we like fist bumped and like, na teri na meri, neutral grounds. 16-9 the scoreline in favor of Team Invictus there. Ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing showcase of gameplay.
I mean, would have been 16-10 had it not been for Excalibur rushed down through the door and went through connected. Got through 2 kills with the shotgun, with the auto shotty, and well, it just happened. But overall, I think Invictus, obviously, even though there were certain parts where they seemed, I won't say they seemed a little shaky, but there were small mistakes made, but they were just the better team for the day. And VAC Banned, I mean, they've been making some mistakes. Even Adi pointed out, right? He pointed out one specific situation when it's a 3v3. Gather up, huddle up, and go to a bomb site. What's the worst thing that could happen to you? You know, you'd probably find 2 players on one bomb site, and that's something Adi mentioned, and it's absolutely true. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But certain things, you know, I think it was Jimmy and Freekill on VAC Banned who were playing their hearts out. They tried really, really hard.
No. Props to VAC Banned. They tried so hard. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to code Linkin Park. No, but jokes apart. Okay, jokes apart. I know you guys have lost, but don't lose heart. That's what I'm saying. Never lose heart. The war will keep on going till the point of time you decide to lose heart and say, okay, I hang my boots here. I can't do any more in this.
Mouse.
A mice or keyboard in that point. Yeah, you get the point, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have for you guys from Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Here we have Dota 2 lined up next, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The guy's out.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the LAN finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
Ladies and gentlemen, no, I might seem that I'm looking there, but I'm not. I'm looking at you. Everybody, welcome to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018, a summer season Masters League. The vivacious Zara Angela Gonzalez joins me.
What's up?
Full power 24-hour. No toilet, no shower when it
Oh
comes
God.
to esports. I don't
That
know how
is-
I made that rhyme.
that
I was a rapper, I didn't even know it. Yo. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, time for some really intense MOBA action. I'm talking about Dota 2 in the offing. We have two interesting teams lined up. One is overseas, or even though we don't share seas, it's a totally landlocked country. I'm talking about Nepal. We've got Akatsuki all the way from there. And they will be playing against Angie.
Team Buriza Youth.
Apadili the Sardar boys, and none of them are Sardars. It's just a song, which is a very troll song. It's a very fun song. People should see Apadili the Sardar boys.
I've never heard that song.
Oh, you should. Okay,
Yeah.
so Angie always finds ways to troll me. Okay, so Ranjit will speak up loud. Addy will like just disown me. Angie will troll me slyly, subtly. It'll hit the mark. It'll hurt the most. It'll bleed internally, and I will die laughing. All right, no, but jokes apart. Jokes apart. Akatsuki versus Team Buriza, youth, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start off with the team introductions first, Angie.
Definitely.
Yeah, let's start off with the team introductions. Akatsuki. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the team from next door, not going to say overseas now because the joke's done and dusted with, the team from Nepal, Akatsuki there. Pretty interesting team. They have, so, okay, couple of my points. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not as pro as you are. So, I believe personally that Akatsuki has always had the potential within them. It's just that their lineup right now is suffering because apparently they are playing with a stand-in, not a regular
Two stand-ins.
Two stand-ins.
Yeah.
Secondarily, apart from that, I believe that Akatsuki always makes, I'm not saying they make out the world picks.
Yeah.
They make good picks when it comes to the draft. I don't know what comes over them somewhere in the mid of the game after tier 1 tower goes down or the T2 goes down. I think it's more of a confidence issue. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody. I'm just saying. I see the game and I see that it's kind of like a confidence
I think the confidence issue has a lot to do with when you're not synced with your team too well.
True.
And I think that is the problem Akatsuki is facing because as we know, Akatsuki as a team, very, very strong. They love to play 5-man DOTA. I've said this over and over again. What also worries me about this team is that when their main concept of winning a game is the 5-man coordination, 5 brains, 1 mind, as we talk about, Akatsuki is lacking that completely now because of the 2 people leaving their team. And until they go back into their comfort of, first of all, having that sync, 1. Secondly, finding what heroes they are back to being comfortable with, because maybe the new players do not really find the comfort in the same heroes that Akatsuki, maybe Axel was good at, or even their force will support were. So Akatsuki got to like just sit down over there, spend some quality time with each other and kind of figure out that what really helps them make that 5-man team. Like whether we talk about Alliance or Team Liquid or Navi, if you talk about Navi, say in 2015. EG, they all have this sync. The beauty of the team lies in the sync, and in the game of Dota 2, that's the most important thing. I think if Akatsuki finds that again, they would be ruling up the charts. But talking about Akatsuki as of now, they sit 10th on the board. They have taken 2 victories, 6 losses. But I hope to see them still stay in the Masters League. They are the team that are amazing.
They should stay here. And to be very fair about it, the 10th spot, even though right now they are in the red zone, speaking, they still have some matches in the kitty.
True.
If they win them, they are in it for the cushy spot. There.
Yeah,
then they're safe. At least the idea is to now understand that you can't go to the top, but at least you can be safe.
True.
Lose the battle to win the war.
That's true.
But you don't want to lose. You want to be in the Masters League. In fact, let's look at Buriza Youth, our Delhi boys. Alright, that's Team Buriza Youth for sure. I'm pretty sure this Nikhil Pinto is from Saket. I don't know why. I'm fascinated by him. I don't know, man. Like this guy, you better like speak something on the YouTube chat after the match, Nikhil Pinto. You and I will have a conversation. Saket boy. I'm very sure he's like Saket boy. He looks like a Saket boy. I'm just kidding.
Anyway, talking about Team Buriza Youth, their academy team Buriza, amazing players coming in from them. I mean, they've been practicing together, which I would put them on par with any of our Master League teams.
True.
They have that kind of sync in gameplay. We even saw them yesterday play against the Kalis, where interestingly for me, they had a very strategic, objective-oriented gameplay, which is what we expect from all Master League teams. And showcasing that shows me that they deserve a spot here. And as we talk about that, they have won 5 games. They have lost only 3 games. They're sitting at a very comfortable spot at the 5th spot. And I'm hoping to see whether they make it to the land finale.
And they have played the same number of matches as Akatsuki, for that point of matter.
Yep.
In fact, let's quickly head off into the draft and see what we have in store. Okay, then 2 bans. Night Stalker, Sand King as bans from Buriza Youth. Pit Lord, Shadow Shaman coming as bans for Akatsuki. We're waiting.
Bans.
Oh, Omni Knight banned, Viper banned. In fact, Omni Knight reminds me, yesterday's game, they could have used an Omni Knight. I don't know why. I just realized later this game could have used some Omni Knight.
I think Omni Knight fits into any given draft. I mean, he's such a beautiful hero. He's like
the versatile hero.
Like,
you can like support with him if you want to like go geeky, like build him up with the proper invent. Go YOLO.
Ooh, I like that pickup from Buriza Youth though.
You always like that Witch Doctor.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite heroes. Also, very interestingly, even though after the nerf, people have been like, oh my god, he's not that great. He's still at the top level. And with the Shadow Shaman ban, that's like your second best option.
And this is surprising that Witch Doctor is still getting used, because after the latest patch 1.4, 0.14, he's been nerfed somewhat.
He's been nerfed only with the Maledict. Actually, basically now the Maledict has a cooldown. It starts from 50 seconds, 40, 30, 20. First of all, it used to only be 20 seconds. There was no real CD on it. But now they made sure about that. But that doesn't really affect the hero that much. Because, I mean, by the time you're level 7, it is a level 4 Maledict already.
Yeah, it's already a level 4 Maledict.
So it's fine. But Akatsuki going to reply to that with a Clockwork and a Bane. Now, that's mostly going to be...
Bane.
And offlane...
Nightmare.
Actually, it's going to be a support Clockwork and a support Bane. This also makes me think that maybe they could pick up a Mirana, do a 2-1-2 lineup, which could favor them because the Bane and the Mirana work really well together. But Mirana has not been part of the meta, so I'm just getting my hopes too high. We talk about Buriza Youth, second
Mirana, so long I've seen her in game.
Yes. Buriza Youth, meanwhile, they could pick up the Tusker as a secondary support. They could also opt to go for Disruptor, but it's going to be...
But they go for a Tusker. They go for a Tusker.
It's going to be Buriza Youth's second favorite pickup over here. And as we speak about that, Buriza Youth could also try and do, since the Omni Knight is banned, they could also opt to go for the Abaddon, which worked really well for them. In yesterday's game, they could opt to go that in their safe lane, I guess, or in their off lane, as a matter of fact. Meanwhile, Akatsuki, gotta be a little careful. I mean, the Clockwork and the Bane, nice pickups, good work for them, but also you need that burst damage. And we look at Buriza Youth, they have the Maledict to do the damage from the Witch Doctor. We have the Ice Shots coming in from the Tusker, but the Bane, very risky hero to play. Sometimes it can work well, sometimes it just doesn't work
In
well.
fact, now that you've mentioned all of this, Angie,
Yeah.
do you think Akatsuki could do well with an Enigma?
They could, but again, Enigma needs the BKB. If there was an Omni Knight in his team who could repel him before the fight begins, yes, maybe the Enigma would have been a great choice. But if it's going to be a game which Buriza, it looks like they don't really want to take this more than 30 minutes, then the Enigma is a very critical pickup. Because if you're discounting the Black Hole, as a matter of fact, the cooldown of Black Hole is 120 seconds. And you really cannot keep investing 120 seconds to get one gank off. DOTA has become so fast after the 7.14 that within the first 10 minutes of the game, we'll have like 22 kills on the map.
Yeah.
And with that kind of pace moving, the Enigma, any hero with a very high cooldown is kind of just avoided. And now we talk about a high cooldown. Tidehunter
Tidehunter is going to avoid it. Ravage.
Yes, Ravage being very costly, actually. Even the Troll Warlord for Buriza Youth would be a good pickup if they're looking to take this game early. As a matter of fact, Akatsuki now got to start playing their cards more seriously. The Shadow Fiend gets a ban there by Buriza Youth. They're very scared about the mid hero. Queen of Pain being one of my choices in the mid lane for Akatsuki. They still haven't picked up anything with the burst outcome. And Queen of Pain could be one of their choices. They could go for the Puck too, but I would also...
But we still have 2 more bans. I mean, Puck could be banned.
Puck could be
Banshee could be banned.
I think they would mostly ban out carries. Mostly the Lifestealer is going to get a ban here. The Juggernaut's going to get a ban here. Even I could see the Night Stalker getting a ban.
Night Stalker has already been banned.
Night Stalker has already been banned? Of course.
First 2 bans came from Buriza Youth. They
So
banned Night Stalker and Sand King.
that means mostly they're going to ban out mostly the Lifestealer because they don't really like to play against that. As we speak about carries, the Phantom Assassin still available, could work well for a
Legion Commander.
Legion Commander could work for them.
Because
in
if
the
this
offlane.
game goes late by any chance, unlike the recent game where we saw an LC, which could have done so much more, was it the Council game?
I think it was the Council game.
Was the Council game where it went for like 1.5 hours and the LC had only 200 damage?
Yes.
It was a council game, right?
It was
I mean, we can't have that. You can't like play LC for like 1.5 hours and not like rank up the damage. And we see 2 more bans. In fact, 1 ban, which is Gyrocopter, and a pick coming up from Akatsuki, which is Kunkka. Right? Nice pick. I like Kunkka. I like Kunkka.
But Kunkka, okay, I like the pickup, but is that offlane Kunkka? Because
Seems like it. I totally believe that this is going to be an offlane
if that Kunkka
Kunkka.
is going to be going and making 2 deadlists, yes, great pickup by Akatsuki. But if he's just going to be counting on the whole burst outcome from the from just using his skills, I think it's a risky pickup for Buriza. I mean, it's a risky pickup for Akatsuki because they already have a Clockwork, they have a Bane, they have the Kunkka. But once you combine all that, who is doing your damage? So either Akatsuki have a very strong carry coming in there with a mid laner, so they can do a 2-1-2 kind of laning phase, which could work for them. But if Akatsuki is no longer choosing to pick up any...
So I believe then for that
burst
point of
hero,
matter, if they want to go somebody mid lane, this is going to be a QOP.
It could be. Mostly a Queen of Pain could work for them. Even a Templar Assassin, as a matter of fact. But as we speak about that, Buriza, you tanking their team up with that Doom.
Oh, I'd love to see a Magnus for that point of matter.
Ooh, the Razor. I like this pickup by Akatsuki. The Razor fares
How do we always miss, like sometimes we miss Luna randomly, sometimes we miss Razor. Inconspicuous little buggers, I tell yous.
Again, Razor, if that is a carry Razor, it could be good. If it's a mid Razor also, it
This
could
is
be
definitely a mid Razor. I see this as a mid Razor. I'm pretty open to a lot of subjective analysis.
If it's a mid Razor, which I am hoping it's not, because if it is a mid Razor, then they're going to be struggling a lot after the 20-minute mark, Akatsuki, because they need that Razor to get items, they need that Kunkka to get something up and going. I see the Phantom Lancer picked up, and I'm looking at Buriza Youth, I'm like, on just plain hero picks, they have a better lineup compared to Akatsuki. They have the carry, they have the damage, they have the tank, they have the 2 supports.
They have a lathi charge. Buriza has a lathi charge on them. It's literally like Buriza Youth decided, you know what, they picked up a Razor. Let's call up the Saket Police Thana, call all the constables. They're literally like that. That Phantom Lance, I hate this hero, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's a pretty
This juxtapose is something I will never, ever, 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 like, Oh my god, dude. Like how do people tolerate this hero in the
Oh,
roster?
actually, the thing about this hero is he can also be counted if you pick up the right heroes. It's not
I mean,
like
I can think of a good counter as an axe.
No, there are so many carries, including a thing like a Storm Spirit counters a Phantom Lancer. Do you know that? A Storm Spirit into a Life Stealer into a bomb. If they kind of go into it with both of them with Agnum Scepter, they kind of just destroy a Phantom Lancer. So it actually just comes down to like what you kind of pick up and ban. But as we talk about pick up and ban, Buriza Youth making sure that I'm sure that is a carry racer because the ban comes out as a Brewmaster. Now, if that is a carry pickup coming in there.
And the Tinker has been banned by Akatsuki, by the way.
Yeah, with the Tinker getting banned there, Buriza Youth, I don't think they would have gone for a Tinker. They would have mostly opted to go for something like the Puck. They need an initiator into this fight.
True.
Yes, they already have the Phantom Lancer to do the split pushing for them, but they need somebody else to join in from Buriza to kind of finish off the early game. And in my opinion, it could be either a Templar Assassin, a Queen of Pain, even a Puck if they really want to play that kind of game. But I mean, I would love a Puck with a Dagon as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But it's again dependent on their last pickup. But Akatsuki, let's talk about this team a little bit more. I like what they have picked up, but it feels too risky. And as we talk about risky, I forgot about the OD.
We forget about the key heroes, Angie. It's a curse. It's the talent curse we have. Like we will name out every important hero, but that's the problem. These are like not random heroes, ladies and gentlemen. These are not random heroes. They get picked on and off often for that one. They become inconspicuous. Like you totally forget about the existence, and that is why Dota is like always fresh.
I hope Akatsuki now looking at that OD to pick up a Lina.
Yeah.
Because if they opt to pick up the Lina, at least they have a lot of damage coming out from that Laguna Blade. They have the Razor to tank for them. They have the Kunkka to set up the fights for them. They have the Bane if somebody is just roaming around. So, pardon?
They have a stun.
They have a stun. Now, again, Akatsuki, I mean, whatever this last pick is, it's going to be a deciding pick for them for this whole game. And it's going to be an Abaddon who's going to be an off lane. So, it's going to be a Razor mid Kunkka carry mostly with the Abaddon and, I mean, the Bane and the Clockwork going in the safe lane. Now, either these are Epicenter picks that I've completely missed out. If whoever has missed out the Epicenter, by the way, it just ended and we had LGD who won that. But I mean, looking at Akatsuki's draft, I find it very unique. I hope that they can pull it off.
It's got a variety in it.
They've got a lot of variety. But variety doesn't win you a game.
True.
Towers do.
True.
And if they can pull off what they have under their sleeve, great. Otherwise, I see Buriza you take this game.
Well, Angie's made a statement, ladies and gentlemen. Can Akatsuki put their heroes where their pointers are? It's actually like, can you put the money where your mouth is, like that. It's like the old adage, you know? So can Akatsuki put their heroes where their pointers are, or is it going to be a Buriza Youth kind of a day? Well, we'll know soon enough, and VAC Venkat Ramana will take us through this game.
Alright folks, welcome back to ESL India Premiership. My name is Loki, joining me is Vivek. You are watching Buriza Youth versus Team Akatsuki. Vivek, how's it going, buddy, and whose draft do you like more?
I'm actually leaning towards Buriza Youth's draft on this one.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you. Even I have a similar feeling.
I'm curious, why do you feel that way?
So I look at Buriza Youth's draft, and there's no good way to shut down the OD once he gets a BKB. You're pretty much relying on the Fiend's Grip to do its work, and that can be extremely unreliable, to be honest, because you're against a Tusk, you're against a Witch Doctor, and there could be a Phantom Lancer just running at the Bane, and there's nothing much Bane can do about it.
Absolutely.
But the good thing is that the Bane, if he tags the real Phantom Lancer with the Enfeeble, it can't be dispelled, so Akatsuki have that to work with. So in case they run into a scenario where they manage to clear all PL illusions, they will be able to tag the real one with the Enfeeble and find him and bring him down. So that's something that Buriza Youth should probably consider. Well, I think it's going to be 2 runes for either side. Akatsuki, they are going to be running an aggressive tri-lane, and so are Buriza Youth. They're going to go top with the Phantom Lancer, the Witch Doctor, as well as the Tusk. And it's going to be against Axel, who is playing the Abaddon. Abaddon, not a bad pick here, to be honest. Really good against really good against the Phantom Lancer once you have a Radiance, if that is what you're gonna go for. Also,
yeah, but
the
you want to
fact
get that Radiance really
shield,
quick.
Yeah. But you're also gonna have the shield to work with, so the shield, like every single time Phantom Lancer goes on a hero, you can just shield that hero and that shield will explode, reveal. Oh wait, Kuria might die, no, anytime now. Well, then stick around. If he did stick around on the high ground, he could have gotten the Kuria snipe there.
I'm glad that this is a mid Kunkka because I was honestly wondering to myself who the hell is going to do damage on that Fiend's Grip. Sure, Reza, if he's stealing damage, he can do damage, but otherwise, I was worried about how Akatsuki were going to output damage in that Fiend's Grip.
Okay, mid lane. Anytime now might be in some trouble. Cogs high wheel from Viper, but Dreamy doesn't have a creep that he can cleave off of. So looks like it's just gonna be some harass for now.
I think that's what the Clockwork needs to do. I'm honestly not too opposed to the Clockwork leeching EXP mid and finding that level 2 of his, because Clockwork is largely useless in the early game if he doesn't find his level 2 and if he doesn't find boots. Boots is something you can gather over time by securing bounty runes and whatnot, but you want him to leech a little bit of EXP somewhere and find that level 2 quickly so that he has some kill potential with the battery assault.
Oh yeah. Level 1 Clockwork does have some kill potential, but only if he goes for the battery. Going for Cogs, like you mentioned, is only good
so
for disabling
he
and
could go
harassing.
mid, just try and burn the OD's mana. That's what I could see him doing with this time. That's the best thing the Clockwork could do. But now he's just chilling with the Razor, just trying to help out Madara as much as possible.
And Military Signals might actually end up falling here. There is a Nightmare available onto August.
Yep, there is a Nightmare. Madara does have the static link available. It's really up to Viper to get some godly cog block off so that Madara can't really output too much damage.
Yep. I think he's probably going to cog block him right around here in the trees. I'm not sure if you can see me drawing.
No, we don't see your drawings.
Okay. I'm not sure how the settings are.
Yep. I think he goes now and he pushes back Madara because it's probably going to be Nightmare and a static link. You want to push back the Razor and ensure that the static link is broken, or he's pushed away from the Doom so that he isn't getting a static link off, so that he doesn't get auto attacks off. That's the best thing that Viper can do. Anyway, I love these pauses just as something crucial is gonna take place in the game. Everybody is probably theory crafting to infinity here. They're probably just weighing all pros, cons, all possible outcomes. Banshee and the Tusk can't really do too much. I mean, he's busy with the pull, and he needs to get this pull off successfully. He needs to chain that pull so that Razor doesn't get the EXP that he's getting all by himself. I mean, Madara is getting a little more than he should in the offlane.
Yep. But the good thing is that he has a long range ice shot, so maybe he can block off the enemies and possibly help the Doom escape.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to look out for those shots. Have been nerfed a bit early on, but still pretty good.
Yep. Another thing that I wanted to point out is why abandon really this game. I think the only thing he really takes off with the shield would be the Infernal Blade, and maybe the slow from the Walrus Punch, maybe the stun from the Snowball. That's how he's really useful. I think what Akatsuki are trying to do is just have the Razor run in with the static link and steal as much damage as possible, and just give him the shield so that he gets the license to go a bit YOLO.
Yes. Here's what I think about the Abaddon pick when Akatsuki picked it up. You look at the Doom, and the Doom in this game, he's just gonna run in and try to look for a Doom. He's not gonna get himself a blink tag or anything of the sort. What the Abaddon pick ensures is that you have someone to run back at the Doom, and Abaddon is not really a target you want to be dooming because, well, his ball time is gonna get popped and he's gonna reach and back up. So Abaddon is never the ideal target for the Doom. As a result, he can just run behind the Doom and make it a lot harder for him to find that Doom.
Okay, I've got some of the boys from Akatsuki on my friends list. I see them coming online. Should be joining up rather quickly. Yep, there you go. One by one, they're just joining the server. They have tried switching lanes and players every now and then. I've seen Dreamy play multiple positions, at least 3 positions already, or 3 different roles. I don't know if they found their best iteration just yet. I really liked Akatsuki in Season 2. That towards the end of Season 2. That's when they started to look really strong, but they started to... I don't know. It looks like all the effort they put in Season 2 has gone to waste. They've gone back to square one. I want to see Akatsuki in their true form once more.
Yeah, we might just see him come out in
They're also
phase 2.
they're real chatty.
Yeah, they're real chatty. I mean, you have to love the boys from Nepal.
Absolutely.
Well, Misery Signals. Gonna get some damage stolen off of him. The good old sucky. Viper has the cogs on. Looks like he's gonna be able to block him in. The shards, they do come out, but I don't think it's gonna save Misery Signals. Rather, ensures his death as Madara picks it up. First blood going his way. And Doom, not a good lane matchup for him, to be honest, until he has those phase boots. He's gonna need the Scorched Earth if he actually wants to end up surviving against the Razor. Probably Scorched Earth and phase boots. Maybe buys a Windlace actually if he feels that the phase boots is gonna take him too long of a time, and Razor's gonna do a lot of work before that. So he can pop Scorched Earth and just run away.
I kind of like how both the side lanes are going for Akatsuki.
Yeah, there is an attempt onto Axel's life in the top lane. He might end up going down here. Has another shield coming back up in 2 seconds, but it might be a bit too late. Is Maledict gonna take him down? Nope.
He's gonna be okay.
Okay.
3 mangoes.
Have it on.
Yeah. 2.1 HP each with those 3 mangoes. Quick math. But they're gonna try again up top.
Oh, well, looks like they will, and this time they should be successful. I mean, no shield up on Axel, has a mango, but no aphotic shield for another few seconds, and Awakening. Oh, that stout shield proc saving his life at the last moment there. But that should... Oh!
What?
The shield! Axel, just the master of debating.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I was just gonna say
Hold
they're
on,
gonna try and
mid
bring
lane,
up the clockwork.
Dreamy might be in some trouble here. He's taking quite a few arcane orb hits. Another one is not gonna do the job. He can come back in with a Tidebringer cleave, but OD is gonna salve up. Meanwhile, Viper on the clockwork did end up going down.
I caught what happened in the top lane. The Abaddon survived, and then Clockwork went ahead and thought he was indestructible. Maledict had come off cooldown, and they brought him down at mid. Once again, Dreamy.
Yeah, this is a bit of a rough matchup for Kunkka. You can see he's already lost 11 intelligence, so he's fairly dumb now. Anytime now, he went for those extra points in Essence Sword, so just wants to be able to right-click Dreamy and take him out of the lane.
I'm also not a fan of Dreamy's skill build. Let me tell you why. And I think he's going to adjust to correct himself with his next skill point. But in the mid lane, often Kunkka doesn't hold his own versus most mid laners. Versus some mid laners he's okay, but versus most of them he does struggle. What Dreamy could do is put a point into X, TP back home, get himself regen.
Viper wrapping around, but Banshee's here, so he blocks Viper's path towards the OD, and looks like Witch Doctor's here too. So Viper might end up paying for it with his life. Doesn't have a TP out. He's gonna try to coax to delay his death, but I don't think he's gonna be successful.
He can
Banshee
buy out.
can still chase him out. He can look to buy out his boots. Is gonna do so. Buys the TP, and before falling, gets himself a few items. Ryan also gets tagged at the perfect time by Buriza Youth.
Dreamy so confident of his Kunkka here. If you watch mid one play the Kunkka, when he gets a harder matchup and he's up against something like a Viper or so on, or even the OD who in most situations just shits upon the Kunkka, you put that 1 point in the X, you have a TP, you X mark yourself, TP back home, get yourself some salve, some clarities, and you can come back to the lane and continue laning. But Dreamy, I mean, he just wants to play on the offensive here, doesn't feel the need to put that point into the X marks the spot. And he survived the first 5 minutes. Maybe with his level 7, if he lives until then, he can then put that point into X marks the spot. Down bottom though.
Yeah, down bottom. Looks like Madara is seeing a lot of damage over here, but he's taking a fair bit of damage too. Witch Doctor is going to end up falling for Buriza Youth. Madara might be next though. There is a Maledict upon him, but he's still fairly confident. He's chasing at the snowball back into him, in fact. Looks like they'll be able to find the kill. Nightmare up by Banshee though, keeping the Tuskar at bay. And Tuskar trying to run away, pops the sigil, is going to be able to get away. Creep still chasing him though. August, He wants to chase for Tusk, but realizes he's not going to be successful. And now Viper might be in some trouble. He starts salving up, and there is a pause. I think Misery Signals is going to find the kill. Has the Infernal Blade, and he also has the net. So let's talk a bit about the Kunkka's kill build, right? He didn't go for any points into X. One thing I've seen a lot of Kunkka players do is that they put multiple points into the X early on instead of the Torrent. They only use Torrent as a disable. When they hit level 6, it's with the help of the X that the X marks the spot that they secure the kill. Level 6, level 7, you have the second point on X, the range increases. You find yourself the ship, get 2 Tidebringer hits off, followed up with a Ghost Ship Torrent, and OD ends up falling.
Good thing about OD is that she's got the Astral.
OD is a he, I think.
Yeah, the good part about the OD is that he's got the Astral. 2 points in it. So can keep himself alive from...
Yep. That's also one thing about the OD, I think.
So you're gonna need like Cogs, force out the Astral, or... I don't know. You maybe want to force out the Astral and then use that as setup. Or... you gotta be a little cautious as to how you play versus the OD.
So here's the thing, I think Dreamy will probably try and bait out the imprisonment. He's hitting 6 soon, has a mango, but not sure if he has enough mana for the combo. He requires 225 and he has 225, but not sure if he can land it without the X. I've seen a lot of players, they even tend to max the X before the torrent itself, especially mid Kunkkas, because they like the extra range it gives you. Enables you to land a Ghost Ship perfectly, follow it up with a torrent, get those Tidebringer hits, and bring down almost anyone in the early game. Hell, even the Phantom Lancer can go down if he's not careful. And Phantom Lancer is somewhat of a tanky hero. Kunkka is decent at dealing with the PL, but he's not the best, because once the PL gets on top of him, and he's assisted in some way with a stun, or something like the Walrus Punch, or something or the other slowing the Kunkka down, the Kunkka is gonna die. That's when you wish you had someone like an Ember Spirit who was just from the backline sleight of fisting all those illusions down with a Mjolnir or a Radiance.
Yeah. What do you think the PL goes for this game?
The PL, to be honest, I'm not too sure myself. I look at the lineup of Akatsuki and I see really good ways of dealing with the PL. So maybe you want to go for Battle Fury, but Battle Fury wouldn't be too bad here. I
think the Radiant have better late game.
Yeah, I think Buriza, you definitely have the better late game in the OD and the Phantom Lancer. But Akatsuki also, their late game is nothing to scoff at. You're gonna be having a Kunkka with Rapiers and Daedalus blinking in, slicing and dicing creeps, and if you're caught in the crossfire, oh boy, you can take a bunch of damage and die. So, Akatsuki, they also have the late game options, although they are somewhat extreme. I mean, Kunkka with a Rapier, not something that you always see, but something that you always have in your arsenal to work with. Better than not having it. Clockwork, although I must say this about Akatsuki, it's that their support skill... It's that their support skill better.
Okay. I mean, yeah, Fiend's Grip is...
Yep. I mean, let's think about it. So Clock with an Axe Scepter has a 12-second cooldown on Hookshot. He also likes to build items like the Spirit Vessel that scale very well into the late game. Really good against heroes like Doom who rely on HP regen. Also Witch Doctor too, because if you just throw a Spirit Vessel down upon the hero who's in the aura of the Voodoo Restoration, he's not going to gain back a lot of HP. So you can go on him reliably and bring him down despite the Voodoo Restoration. So it sort of nullifies the Witch Doctor's heals... How should I say this? Its effectiveness to some extent, and that's where the Clockwork can somewhat shine, but it relies a lot on the Clockwork getting farmed. If this Clockwork goes ham, I think the supports on the side of Akatsuki are just better and they'll be able to run over Buriza. But if these supports don't find the start which they need, which I think they haven't so far, they're gonna have a rough game. Especially when you're against an OD and Phantom Lancer. if you start static linking anyone else apart from the Phantom Lancer as a Razor, that Phantom Lancer is going to rush into you, he's going to create illusions, and there's not going to be much you can do about it. At that time, you really hope you have someone like the Kunkka backing you up to come in with the cleave. And if he's already gone into someone else, well, good luck surviving. Let's have a look at the net worth charts. This early on, they don't mean much, but they could give us an idea of what could happen next. So Razor is on top of the net worth charts. He has quite a lot of farm. 6 minutes in. Finishing the wand, has Aquila, Windlace, Raindrops. So he's gone for those early game items that help him bulk up a little and be the stanky presence in the lane that's hard to bring down. Once he finishes the drums, he's also going to be able to chase down the Witch Doctor all by himself. He's also going to be able to take care of the Tusk. And if you look at both of these heroes on the side of Buriza Youth, they have no good way of dispelling Static Link. They have no good way of taking it off. At that point, you're really hoping that Tusk can just snowball onto a creep somewhere away from the Razor. Or you hope that he has a blink, snowballs you long enough so that the Razor stops hitting you. Much like the Tinker, Razor also dictates that you must play the game against him in one certain way. And usually, that way is that you either overwhelm him in the first few minutes and don't let him get the static link off, or that you just kite him around after he tries to get a static link off. But even then, kiting a Razor is going to have those bonus movement speed coming in from the unstable current as well as the drums. I'm going to have to hold on to that for now, as Mystery Signals may have dived in a bit too deep. There is a brain step coming off of August, and with the last tower hit, kill, it's going to get split up actually. I thought it would go the way of August, but looks like Valve had other plans.
Yeah. Quite stuck to the lanes. I want to believe that there's a certain pressure on Akatsuki to find more out of the laning phase.
Yeah.
I think they're going to start getting more active once this Kunkka picks up a couple of levels.
Yeah, I mean, the Kunkka is landing his torrents, man. Like, this Kunkka has done his homework, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
Has an Invis rune as well, and looks like the Cogs, it's not going to be successful. It looks like Viper's going to pay for it with his life. Maledict upon him, he should tick down. Has no way of surviving. August
Nightmare.
could save him with the Nightmare.
Nightmare.
Well,
yeah.
that did took off the first tick, but is he going to die in the next one? No!
Nope.
He survives the Nightmare from August actually keeping his buddy alive.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff coming up from August there.
Yeah, but
the first second after Nightmare, no damage goes through. August making the most of that, trying to keep his Clockwork alive. But Viper's got to be more careful on his Clockwork.
In fact, Kunkka might be in some trouble here. He's going to get banished up by the OD. Throws out the ship, but I don't think he's going to end up surviving. Actually, with that Nightmare, he might. It did get toggled lower, but not in time. But the Snowball, closing in the distance. No Sentry Ward. No, wait, Sentry Ward is available onto Banshee, and anytime now doesn't have his ultimate. He went for the second point in Astral, and with that, Dreamy ends up surviving. Well, can't really blame Banshee. Wait, what? He decided to reveal himself. He actually might just end up going down here. He's going to eat a Maledict to his face. There is not a snowball available for the Tusk, but he can still right-click and chase him down. On the back lines, looks like the Witch Doctor was taking a pounding from the Clockwork, and the Clockwork should be able to find the kill. A Photic Sheet upon Viper to keep him alive, and he is going to stay alive, and so is the Kunkka. Looks like it's going to be a big turnaround here. Banshee, well, he managed to juke the torrent, but the Clockwork still ends up falling for Akatsuki, and it looks like it's going to be the end of that skirmish. So long and messy, drawn-out skirmish, but I think Akatsuki come out on top. Not losing the.
Yeah, they didn't lose any cores.
Well, this OD, he went for this unusual build, maxing the Essence Aura.
Oh, Dreamy, he's been blocked out by the shards.
Yeah, looks like he might just end up falling into the Snowball, keeping him alive to the ghost ship, making sure it does not connect, and now Dreamy might be in some trouble. Tusk drops the sigil, but once again, August with the Nightmare, preventing the advance of any time now. Well, great defensive plays coming out by Akatsuki, but if you're the one making these aggressive maneuvers on the side of Buriza Youth, you're quite happy about this.
Viper?
Oh, down bottom?
He's going in all by himself?
Yeah, Viper, he's gonna end up falling here. That's rather ballsy of him. Trying to go in against the Doom as well as a Witch Doctor.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to single out Viper a bit. He's been slightly ineffective on the Clockwork. Just a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, just ends up falling in mid.
Yeah, mid lane.
This time.
Yeah, looks like Tusk is going to get pushed back with the Cogs. Someone did get Astral, I'm not sure who it is. It's just a melee creep. And Eternal is actually dropping in with the Tidebringer. Dreamy is going to secure the kill. One kill going the way of Akatsuki. Banshee trying to find Viper, but the Viper, with the Battery Assault, turns around, finds the last right click on his head.
Oh yeah.
So swift turnaround of events
Down
coming
bottom,
out by Akatsuki.
Doom on the Razor.
Oh my god, what's happening? Doom on the Razor, and looks like the Razor is still going to stand in man fight. Looks like Doom is going to end up going down. And Razor, even though he ends up falling here, he managed to bring down both of those heroes, so he's going to be okay with this outcome.
Yeah, he got the EXP, although Witch Doctor got a bigger bounty than the Razor ended up getting.
Yeah, but it's a Witch Doctor, so...
Yeah, it is a Witch Doctor. Up top though.
Yeah,
Axel.
up top. I mean, there's action all over the map at this point. Axel is dropping low. He has a level 8 soon. Could put a point into the borrowed time. And Axel, quite surprised he didn't get himself the boots there.
Yeah, I think he's got the Helm of the Dominator complete. Sub 10 minutes. This is the timing you want to be aiming for on your Abaddon or your Magnus or whoever you like to build the Helm on. Now, with the 10-minute siege creep, he can put in some work onto
Axel,
these stars.
looks like he's actually going to end up... Nope, never mind. He pops his ultimate, stays alive for a while longer, but Banshee is here. Has the snowball, has the shots, should be able to secure the kill, hands it over to himself.
Oh yeah.
A regen rune as well, being guarded by August here. Looks like he wants to give it to his Kunkka there.
That was a bit silly coming out from the Abaddon. I mean, there was no reason for them to output damage intentionally or even unintentionally in that borrow time. He had the borrow time, he thought he was invulnerable, just stood his ground and overestimated how strong he was, and he ends up paying for it dearly. If production is looking at net worth, it's somewhat evident who's won in the off lane or the safe lane or whatever you call it. Misery Signals definitely not coming out on top and down bottom, caught in the cogs.
Yeah, wait, Misery Signals, looks like he is going to end up dropping here. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Torrent did end up connecting, so fight all over the map. But looks like Madara is going to keep diving bottom. Witch Doctor is actually going to manage to juke Madara, but now he gets spotted out by the creeps. Doesn't get locked in because he has the phase boots, but the Death Ward turning things around. The Maledict upon Madara looks like he might end up falling for this. Is he going to find the kill though? That's the crucial question. And the Tusk actually blocking in the Witch Doctor, securing the kill for Madara. But Banshee, Snowball didn't connect, but he does find the experience for that kill. Pawn once again finding some golden stop in this bottom lane. Awakening though, I think this is a bit of a problem for Akatsuki. He's just been free farming away. Nothing has been really stopping him. Has the treads and Aquila at this point, and once he has a defusal, oh god, mid lane once again. Dreamy ends up falling.
Dreamy ends up getting the kill onto...
Oh wait, never mind, yeah. Dreamy ends up finding a kill, what am I saying?
I think that 1 point in X did end up
mid
paying
lane?
out. What? Viper.
Connects with a hookshot onto his own Kunkka. Misery Signals does not throw out the Doom, does not feel confident about this kill, but just might do it now. Has more points in the Infernal Blade, will finally commit to it. I mean, that was a lot of hesitation from Misery Signals. He wasn't sure if he wanted to pop it, but pops it, finds a kill. August TP'd in. Banshee could go back in with a snowball, but looks like he didn't have vision.
That was extremely unnecessary coming out from Dreamy and the Kunkka.
Axel might be in some trouble, but looks like he's going to get turned around upon anytime now. Anytime now. Getting static linked up. God pushback is there as well. No Astral for 7 seconds. Should end up falling. And indeed he does. But look at the Witch Doctor. He wanted a piece of the action and looks like he might be getting a bit more than what he bargained for. Clockwork picks up that kill. Tusk channeling the snowball, but he's only snowballing into his death as Madara finds a double kill. 133 static link damage early on for this Razor.
Yeah, I mean, these are slightly unnecessary deaths. The deaths on the Kunkka made unnecessary. The OD dies. Okay, he didn't know that the Razor had backup. Fine, he ends up dying, but did both supports have to go in and get picked off? Did the Witch Doctor have to get picked off without the Clockwork having his hook shot? No, not necessary.
Yeah, I think, and now that you mention it, the Clockwork can actually solo kill the Witch Doctor if he finds him anywhere on the map. I think Buriza Youth, they should probably look to smoke up as they have done now. But anytime now was not in the smoke. So he is going to reveal himself. It might have been intentional, I'm not too sure myself. Banshee going forward, trying to see if he can find any hero on the high ground. Does see them, but yeah, there is backup waiting for Akatsuki.
Now, Pawn smoke got dispelled. He stepped to the low ground for a fraction of a second and the Razor ended up breaking the Witch Doctor's smoke.
I see.
Okay, but what's really worrisome? Oh, look at this. Spot is gonna die.
Yeah, X-Box the spot onto the Witch Doctor, the Torrent as well. Ghost should not even be committed for the measly Witch Doctor, and looks like that might end up backfiring. Now Dreamy is gonna throw out the wait. He's still not gonna throw out the Ghost Ship. I heard the hook shot somewhere, but it didn't connect onto anyone. Witch Doctor is gonna get cleaned up by Madara in the back line. Dreamy's coming in with the Invis rune. There is a shrine available, however, for Buriza Youth, so this might be a bad fight to take if you're Akatsuki, but no, Akatsuki are gonna go in. The Ghost Ship hits onto 2. Dreamy turning things around with the Tidebringer, and looks like Madara is gonna find himself a double kill. The shrine not being enough to save Buriza Youth from the onslaught of Akatsuki, and Awakening is gonna fall as well. Madara finds a triple kill.
Yeah, just 1 point in Doppelganger on the PL. He's choosing to fight without his Diffusal Blade, and he's being punished.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really output the physical damage without the Diffusal Blade.
And Dreamy was just sublime on that Kunkka. That torrent into board, connecting onto 2. And now he's getting closer and closer to his armlet. He's just going to be outputting more damage. What's really worrisome, Floki, is that the OD was winning mid, and the OD is falling behind in net worth.
Oh yeah, OD is actually below the Abaddon in terms of net worth, not the position you want to be in.
Exactly, and OD was winning most of the Kunkka, but it's the Kunkka who's found more in these skirmishes. And Akatsuki, they claimed all tier 1 towers. Buriza,
yeah, I mean,
giving up gold kills and map control.
Yep. This is looking really good for Akatsuki over here. Securing all those tier 1 towers.
Oh, look at this. You spoke of how the Viper can solo kill the Witch Doctor.
And indeed he does, but Viper might end up paying for it with his life in the hands of the Phantom Lancer. Maledict is certainly going to finish him off if the Phantom Lancer won't. Looks like the Phantom Lancer.
That's okay. Look at Akatsuki bottom.
Yeah, I mean, Akatsuki, this is all just tactical feeding, in fact. Sylvan style Dota for
Dreamy.
them. Mid. Dreamy. There was an attempt onto his life with the Ghost Ship. Did manage to save him just in time. Misery Signals could not find the Doom. And just like that, Akatsuki find the bottom tier 2 tower. No response from Buriza Youth. They are just losing structures.
Yeah, and all Akatsuki have to do is probably show themselves bottom a bit. Dreamy.
Oh, Dreamy, what's happening? Looks like he's gonna get finally doomed up. Banshee blocks him with the shots, and Kunkka should end up falling down. Anytime now chasing forward onto August. It's gonna make him repent for all those nightmares that saved him. But while all this is happening, bottom is just getting ratted down. I mean, Buriza Youth, sure you're finding kills, but you're losing structures. Dota is not a game of kills. It's a game of structures, and you're losing them right now.
Absolutely.
Oh, no. Madara, he's gonna get maledicted up. He might end up falling here, but Awakening, he doesn't have the Diffusal Blade. The Cody ended up falling in. Madara's actually gonna find the kill on Witch Doctor. He's gonna end up TPing out, but looks like he will die in...
No,
wait, he TP'd the shrine. He actually survives. What? I thought Madara would TP back to base and die, but looks like he TPs to the shrines and survives. Man, so close to the heart there for Akatsuki. They claimed the outer tier 3 tower, did a decent amount of damage to the melee racks, although it is gonna regen back up. Akatsuki could look to go back bottom. They have another shrine up if Madara wants to tag it, and I think they should. I mean, they have the axe set to complete it now onto Madara, so there's no reason to hold back. You're gonna be having your Eye of the Storm hitting those buildings, and Madara, he's gonna be a tanky beast as well. With the Aghanim Scepter, he's already on 1.5k HP, and with the axe, he'll be close to 1.7, and yep, 1725 HP for him. So it's gonna mean that the Doom doesn't deal a lot of damage. It's also gonna mean that the OD is gonna have a bit of a harder time bringing him down. The extra int you gain from the axe almost always helps. And Sanity's Eclipse is a good spell against low Inferos. As I speak of Int though, looks like Dreamy doesn't have a lot of it because he's managed to get picked off on his side of the river. But wait, he tosses out the Ghost Ship. He is gonna be okay for now. He's popped the arm that he's surviving through with the rum, helping him get through the Maledict alive. But now, August finds the Fiend's Grip onto Misery Signals, but it may not end up mattering. He's gonna Nightmare the OD, a long and messy, drawn-out fight. But at the end, Dusk does end up falling.
Yeah, Dreamy just being so careful with the armlet toggle. August,
he's actually surviving. The Brain Sap keeps him alive there along with a wand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, Akatsuki with the clutch plays coming in today.
And they're gonna find the Witch Doctor. Anytime now.
Oh
with
god, Misery Signals might be in some trouble as well. I mean, you're looking at the Witch Doctor, I'm looking at the Doom dying. He's running towards the dire side of the map and is gonna end up falling. Madara finding another kill. Kills all over the map for Akatsuki, and you can clearly see that Misery Signals is frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This isn't Buriza at their best. Maybe with the Diffusal Blade and the Phantom Lancer, they have a better shot in these fights. They're calling for a pause.
Okay,
but
I'm not sure what's going on. Well, Awakening does have his Diffusal Blade now. But he's died one time. Not the worst score for a Phantom Lancer. But you probably wish that Diffusal Blade came out a bit earlier. If it came out around somewhere the 14-minute mark, he could have really made a difference this game. Possibly even skip treads and go straight into defusal. Something that Awakening could have considered, but has the defusal now, so he is in fighting shape. Probably the time when Buriza youth actually start turning things around. Gonna come down a lot to the Kunkka and the Razor to shut down this Phantom Lancer in these team fights. Find the static link on the real PL, suck a lot of damage and start destroying him by finding out who the real one is with the help of the Enfeeble.
Hook shot? What?
Okay, I missed that. The hook shot did end up whiffing.
Yeah.
But Anytime now picked up a tower for himself.
I want to see Akatsuki push with the next wave. That's when Axel will find himself a free siege creep.
Wait, Misery Signals? Nah, Clockwork has no hook shot. It's not gonna go in. Madara, he has the ultimate though, so they can go in for the melee racks if they want, but looks like they are somewhat afraid. Now let me tell you this, Buriza Youth's high ground defense isn't the best, especially since they lost the tier 3 tower. They don't really have those spammy spells that they can throw out to defend apart from the ice shots and the cask. And if you use those two spells, then you sort of lose your potential in the team fight. I mean, you can just back off, wait a bit, look to go in, or maybe just blink right into them if you're Akatsuki. I mean, looks like Clockwork is gonna end up falling though. Awakening did manage to catch him out. The Phantom Lance gonna be able to finish him off. Dreamy finds a turn onto Kunkka, but looks like he is not gonna follow it through. While Akatsuki, I think they just claimed themselves a shine and are gonna be more than happy with that. Buriza Youth, they have been hurt quite a fair bit in this early game. You can see that the OD, despite having a good start, doesn't have the most farm. He's gonna get X marks up and he doesn't have the asshole to save himself, so he's gonna end up dropping most likely. The siege creep, that's what Dreamy is gonna be cleaving off of. Looks like on the backlines, the Bane did end up falling. Dreamy is not able to finish off the OD, and now the Tusk is gonna end up falling. Doom finds the Doom onto the Kunkka. The Kunkka with his armlet on, being kept alive for a while by Axel, and he's gonna end up dropping, but looks like Misery Signals is gonna pay for that Doom with his life. But Rage Quit, Pawn with the Cusk actually manages to save his teammates, and now Awakening is here. Has the Diffuser Blade. Good look to chase Madara. Madara, his stolen damage has worn off, so he's gonna have to turn it back on if he wants to fight this. Hook shot in by Viper. Catches the Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor staying alive for a while. OD ultimate dropped, but OD just ends up dropping himself and doesn't find anything in return. And once again, Akatsuki coming out on top in these engagements early on. Buriza Youth, they're all spread out over the map, so they can't really fight 5v5. Every single time, the fight is always so split up, so it's hard for the OD to catch a target and bring him down. And Viper, he has a Spirit Vessel too, so he's healing back up Madara to full health. Madara is staying healthy throughout these team fights, and that's what's really important for Akatsuki. Having these high impact items like the Urn, make sure that you can carry the momentum you've built for yourself in the early game. Previously, that item used to be the mech, but ever since the mech got nerfed, it's sort of hard to build the same item. But yeah, I mean, Awakening is dying in the top lane, so I'm having a look at that. But it looks like everywhere on the map there's action. The torrent is gonna miss, and Viper overextends once again and ends up falling. So the only chink in Akatsuki's armor at the moment seems to be is themselves. I mean, they're their own worst enemy at this moment. Really, playing a little split up. I think they realize that the 5-man is stronger, but Clockwork is just feeling the strongman syndrome in himself, and maybe he's getting a bit ahead of himself here. Should probably just look to stick around with his team and find the hook shot onto the OD or the Witch Doctor. The Doom wouldn't be too bad of a target either, because if you hook shot in and force the Doom to Doom you as a Clockwork, that's a win for your team. Because that's a Doom wasted, and unless you're super farmed on the team with the Doom, you're not going to be able to fight after that, because most of his fighting ability comes through his Doom and his Infernal Blade. And once you get trapped in cogs, all of that gets taken away. Your Doom and your mobility. But mid lane, hook shot in onto the Doom, just as I was talking about it. And looks like he might end up finding the kill on Misery Signals. Misery Signals does pop his Scorch Dirt, but looks like Banshee is here with the snowball, and the shots turns it around where Misery Signals finds the kill on the Clockwork. So once again, Clockwork a little ambitious there.
Exactly. I mean, I don't mind that play, but if he made that play when he had teammates to back him up, I'd be okay.
Yeah, this time he didn't.
If he hook shotted, man fighted the Doom, but had the Razor or the Kunkka nearby to follow up and get the kill and get the trade, that'd be an okay play, but he just does it all by himself and ends up dying.
Yeah, and Awakening, you can see that in the bottom lane. He's trying to push this lane out, but Akatsuki are defending aggressively. They don't want to give up any structures unnecessarily. They want to keep the tempo going. Give no sort of gold injection to Buriza Youth in the form of towers or Roshan or any other objective. As just looking to keep the tempo up. Once they have Roshan, once they have Aegis, they can freely go high ground. You have Buriza with the Acceptor, who's getting closer and closer to his Shiva's guard, mind you. He is sitting on 2.7k gold with the plate mail on top. So he's going to be a hard Razor to bring down. And Madara, I mean, what level 20 talent do you think you go for if you're the Razor this game? Do you go for the armor or the Eye of the Storm interval?
I think armor.
Okay, that's quite straightforward.
There's no doubt about it. Like, look at all the damage coming up from Buriza. It's all physical. I mean, if you survive, you're outputting more damage rather than trying to buff up your damage. I think you get more HP so that you survive, and thus the Razor outputs more damage. Viper, once again.
Uh-oh. Well, looks like I'm missing the hook shot. I mean, it's just that I don't anticipate the Clockwork dying so much, so I don't pan my camera over to him. I expect him to be with his teammates, but he's always away.
This.
Yeah, the mid lane though. The OD with the Astral managed to save himself, but Misery Signals might pay for it with his life. He comes forward, wanted to save his OD, is going to be successful in doing so, but he's going to have to give up his life. Axel, with the helm of the Dominator, now finished up the Radiance as well, so this Phantom Lancer is going to have trouble. He's going to be missing those attacks, and Axel is going to be a lot more effective in these team fights. You can see Awakening just rushing in onto Axel. They want to bring down this Abaddon at least pop his Border Time. They are going to be successful in popping the Border Time, but that might just be it. The Doom comes out onto Madara. Madara is getting forced back. The Tusk Shards though actually blocking and saving Madara for a while longer. And Kunkka trying to turn things around with the Chrysalis is going to be successful in doing so, but Misery Signals finds the kill onto Doom, and looks like it is Buriza Youth's time to shine. They managed to pick up 4, clean up the Razor, clean up the Kunkka, and despite the Radiance, it is Buriza Youth who comes out on top.
Yep. 2 real errors coming up from Akatsuki. They went high ground as 4A. They saw the buyback. They should have just backed out, maybe moved towards Roshan. And when you have such a commanding lead, it's important to dictate map control as well. They should... I think it's not too bad if they just pick up a gem straight up. Just squeeze Buriza Youth out of the map. This is... So, this is how not to use your lead by Akatsuki. And if Viper goes and dies bottom, I mean, come.
Oh my god, no, Viper, please don't engage.
He should have learned his mistake by now. He's done this 4 times. So look, at
he's
this stage...
So JP actually going to go for the Witch Doctor. I mean, sure, you're going to find a Witch Doctor, but look at the Doom, look at the Phantom Lancer. They're coming towards you. You're going to find the kill on the Witch Doctor, but is it worth for your life, my friend? You don't have a TP, you already used the hook shot, so you have no way of running away.
He has 300 gold. He can buy 3 sentries. Sentries, always a good item to buy in his support.
But the cogs is going to be enough to keep him alive. Meanwhile, top lane, looks like a skirmish did end up going out, and the Bane, he's going to be the casualty of war there. But mid lane, Axel might be in some trouble, in fact. The Diffusal Blade did get removed by the Aphotic Shield, if I'm correct. And
I think so.
He was fine. Funny how you can purge the purge from the Diffusal Blade.
Dreamy. He's gonna find Banshee here.
Oh yeah, Banshee does have the snowball, but it's no creep to snowball too. So looks like Banshee is gonna end up going down. But in fact, he snowballs towards the mud golems. Can he toss out the shards and maybe TP out? Looks like the answer is no. Did he have the blink dagger to blink when he snowballed?
So what he did is, as soon as he got X marked the first time at the shrine, you see my drawings?
Yeah, I can see.
So he blinked here.
Oh.
And
yeah,
then when he came back, he didn't have the blink, he only had the snowball.
Ah, very interesting. So
down bottom, Viper goes in with the hook shot.
Yeah, finally he's behind with his team, but it's only Axel. It looks like Viper might end up going down once again, but he's going to bring down Misery Signals. Nah, he's going to end up surviving. I mean, Spirit Vessel is great, but not that great. And Viper once again falling. I mean, I really think he needs Madara or at least Dreamy along with him to help secure kills if he hook shots in. Because he's just thinking he's playing like an offlane Clockwork. He thinks he has a level advantage. He thinks the enemy supports are still extremely weak. But truth is that they're hard to bring down. And even if you are successful in bringing them down, and you're on Buriza Youth side of the map, the Phantom Lancer, the Doom, the Witch, I mean the OD, they're all going to come in and clean up on you. So really have to make sure you don't just die. You just don't die randomly, because Akatsuki, they are a tempo-based lineup. If they start losing tempo, they start losing the game. and not going together as 5, it causes you to lose tempo. I mean, would you rather fight as 5 or would you rather fight 4v5? It's almost like playing 4v5 every single time this Clockwork goes for these kind of plays.
Yeah.
But this time he's with his team, thankfully, and is eyeing up towards the mid lane. But looks like in the dire jungle, it is Kunkka who's going to end up going down. So Dreamy does get cleaned up by Buriza Youth, and now Akatsuki know where exactly Buriza Youth is. Question is, do they want to continue? They could,
Yeah, I mean,
but they need to
I'm
bring
gonna
someone down.
ask someone from
Oh.
production if they can please bring up the network graphs, because you'll see how Akatsuki
Oh
is
no,
going to be the
Viper!
advantage.
He hookshot onto a bunch of creeps. He might end up going down, but the shield keeps him alive. On the backlines though, Witch Doctor comes in with the cast, stuns up Abaddon. Abaddon is going to end up getting doomed. The Maledict is upon him. I'm not sure if Bottom Time is going to pop. Looks like it is, and the Maledict will heal him back up now. So Madara pops his ultimate, and Bane with the Fiend's grip, controlling the OD, bringing him down. I mean, everybody on the side of Buriza Youth is falling. Madara cleans up on the Doom. The Witch Doctor gets taken down as well. And looks like the Clockwork might end up falling. He did manage to find Banshee though, and the shield is going to keep him alive for a while longer. And the Snowball really trying to find the kill on the Clockwork, but the Clockwork is going to end up being alive, and Axel finds the kill.
Okay.
But
So,
while all this was happening, Purple, the Phantom Lancer, pushed out the bottom lane, took the tier 2 tower.
That's okay. They're going to find a tier 3 mid if they want it. They're going to have their double siege creep coming through the mid lane. It is the 30-minute mark, so with the 2 siege creeps and maybe a Baron dominating 1, they should find themselves a tier 3 tower. Maybe 2 also.
Yep. They could possibly find themselves a couple
So
of
Dreamy can
towers.
defend bottom. But look, this is what Akatsuki have got to do. If buybacks come, they got to scram.
Yep. Buybacks come, you just start running away and pray to God that you
What
don't look
was
back.
that smoke? Did you catch
what?
that? Bean just popped this. Okay, he popped it to go ward. But it got
was it
got
August?
spotted out. Yeah, the Bane.
Yeah. I mean, that's a weird smoke. I'm sure that was a misclick.
It's Bane and a siege creep.
Okay. It's a tactical siege creep, you know. That siege creep is gonna sneak in, do some ninjutsu, take down a range racks all by himself, and get out like it never happened. Jokes aside, though, Dreamy's got quite found on his Kunkka. Despite the sort of rough mid-game and early game for him, he's found himself a dateless 31 minutes in, on top of the Shadow Blade and Armlet. So,
yeah,
a fair timing for him. On the net worth charts, he's sitting quite close to the Phantom Lancer, and the OD is finally starting to catch up as well. That last fight going his way, managed to find the BKB as he's had the 4-staff and drops for a while, but
Akatsuki don't want Roshan.
Yeah, Akatsuki not the best team at doing Roshan.
They don't
Anytime
want to.
now.
They can, but they don't want to.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're going to push. They've got 3 siege creeps. They'll force out the glyph. I want to see them use X marks the spot to send Madara ahead and just pull him back when needed.
Gonna get Astraled up. Axel just on a siege, and looks like Madara is gonna clean up on the siege. Axel almost dropping to the Sanity's Eclipse. BKB gets popped by OD. Moves forward onto Madara. Madara's dropping fairly low. He's gonna actually end up falling, so there's no damage available for Akatsuki. But the Kunkka, he's actually trying to turn things around anytime now. Picks himself up a double kill. Kunkka in the backline, still waiting for the perfect leave to clean up Buriza Youth. And Buriza Youth expending buybacks on the core heroes just to defend. Well, they'll be successful, but they already lost the belly racks.
So
Question is, can they find more?
He did get that perfect cleave.
Yeah.
That's what forced out. I mean, he didn't get any kills
Oh,
for it.
Kunkka? Yeah,
He's gonna
be
survive.
okay.
Banshee.
I mean, the blink was available on Banshee.
Yep, it was. I guess he didn't assume that Kunkka would be nearby. But yeah, he could have probably caught out Dreamy. That would have maybe forced Akatsuki to buy back if they wanted to defend that tier 2. But look at this, Buriza Youth, they're moving into the pit. They're not great at taking Roshan either.
I mean,
maybe
they're slightly
with the
better
sigil.
than Buriza Youth, to be honest. With the sigil, like you mentioned, they certainly can bring him down. And simply because your Phantom Lancer illusion's pounding away, your Phantom Lancer is not going to take a lot of damage except from the slam. And you have the Voodoo Restoration to offset that damage. Question is Dreamy going to try and contest this Roshan?
He did throw out a torrent, so he knows what's up. Madara is respawned, the Abaddon is respawning in
Rocket
bit.
Player is actually going to scout things out. Awakening is dropping fairly low. A simple torrent coast ship could kill him, and he is going to back off wisely. But now Akatsuki can go in and just clean up Roshan. They can look to do so. They certainly have the tools to bring him down. Kunkka does a lot of damage, so they could potentially use that to bring down Roshan, but I think that's not in the cards for Akatsuki at the moment, or is it?
I mean, so many possibilities for Akatsuki around the pit. I think one of the strongest bits is that they've got the rocket flare, which gives them vision.
Yeah, also
and
the
there's
fact
no
that
easy way for Buriza Youth to get vision other than the sigil. And yeah, Buriza Youth, they spend the past 5 minutes of the game just trying to get Roshan, and now they're going to give it up for free.
Oh yeah, they bring it out to half HP. Akatsuki says, thank you so very much, and they're gonna just claim it for themselves.
Yep.
I mean, you did talk about how Akatsuki lacked the ability to do Roshan, but I think this Abaddon pick is actually enabling them to take Roshan for themselves. I do hear the next marks the spots. It's on to Misery Signals, who did get force staffed by any time now, so he's gonna be okay. With the power of friendship, they keep each other alive. And Akatsuki, you don't really have a smoke here, but you just want to go high ground and start sieging with the Eye of the Storm.
Look at Banshee and the Tusk, he's trying to cut the wave.
Oh yeah, I mean, Banshee is trying to do his best, and he is going to be successful in taking out the creep wave.
Yeah.
Dreamy, try to find a crit, not really successful, but does make sure that any time now drops a little in terms of HP.
I say X mark the Razor, drop the shield on him, siege bit by bit. I don't know.
It's not a bad idea, but you can just do that with Axel too. Like, you can just throw out the shield on the Abaddon. I think in this game it might have been better for Axel to take the Aegis, simply because he can go high ground. Banshee, try to cut the creep wave. Ends up getting cut down by the Kunkka instead.
Yeah, that's 80 seconds without the Tusk. Buriza making unnecessary plays, taking risks
I mean,
that won't really change the outcome of the game.
Yeah,
and it's almost as if Dreamy heard me.
Yeah, Dreamy did hear you, and Madara is going to get X marks back, has the Eye of the Storm. They're actually taking out these structures fairly quickly. Buriza, you need to respond right now. Hook shot in by the Clockwork. He's managed to catch the two heroes. It's a Doom and the Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor is going to end up dropping. Doom desperately trying to get his ultimate off, but it's only onto an Abaddon. The Abaddon is going to be okay. Madara still has the Aegis. He's going to finally end up losing it, but Doom dies for it. Witch Doctor and Doom buying back. And anytime now, he's racking up the intelligence, but he doesn't have Sanity's Eclipse. And now Madara pops the BKB. Starts chasing the Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor, 131 damage stolen off of him. And Akatsuki, they're actually going to make the Discipline play and back off? Or are they waiting for their ultimate?
Are they waiting on any big items that could come through?
Not sure. The courier doesn't have anything. And I don't see any massive amounts of gold on any of the heroes. I think they're just waiting for the Kunkka to come back, and then they can start...
Absolutely. I mean, Akatsuki, I'd also like to see them push the mid lane a bit.
Yeah, the mid lane is pushing in, though. There is a big creep wave coming the way with 2 siege creeps, so... That's working in their favor. Madara, he has his ultimate. Gonna look to pop it. Anytime now, just trying to rack up the end with the Hurricane Pike. Once again, hook shot in by Viper. This time Misery Signals has no buyback and no Doom. He's gonna end up dropping 76 seconds. No buyback. Pawn as well, he ends up dropping, and now the Phantom Lance is doing a fair amount of work. Axel did get his ultimate problem, but Madara is going to end up going down. Buriza Youth are actually turning things around, but the Fiend's Grip, once again coming through from August on this BKB OD. Is the damage there from Kunkka? Yes, it is. Dreamy manages to find the kill, and suddenly Buriza Youth, expending buybacks, desperately trying to cling on to dear life in the series, but looks like Akatsuki are doing it. I mean, anytime now, he doesn't have the ultimate for quite a while. Axel is going to have his back up in 4 seconds. Is he going to end up going down before it? He has another second remaining. He's going to end up surviving. But wait, he's trying to go back in, and yeah, he's going to wisely back off. Dreamy, X marks up the Kunkka. I mean the OD. The OD has the Astral, but doesn't choose to expend it. Dreamy, you might be hanging out a bit too long here, my friend. Ooh, that blink.
Yeah, Banshee was looking to punish him.
Oh yeah, Banshee certainly was. Anytime now, he's going to get X'd up, but Dreamy... just slightly making the OD's life a bit inconvenient with the X there.
I mean, August could just Nightmare and let Dreamy hit the building, but okay.
I mean, it's a bit risky.
It is. Now this is risky. Again, now is when they should back out. They should have gotten the memo, maybe drop a crit. Yeah.
Well, that crit does not end up coming through, but there still is a lot of damage on the OD. Dreamy, you madman, are you going to go in again? You have the Shadow Blade back up in 10 seconds. But the OD is just going to back up to base, and looks like Dreamy got the memo this time around. It's going to end up backing. Ooh, Shadowplay picked up by OD. Anyway, you were saying?
Oh, okay. He's building into a Silver Edge for the Abaddon. Clearly dooming the Abaddon is not a way to approach these team fights. Throwing out the Doom on him is not doing any good for Buriza Youth. The border time still ends up proccing, and in the end that Doom is rendered null and useless. It's possibly too late for Buriza to find a way back into this game.
I mean, the damage has been done clearly. Like 18k net worth lead, 38 minutes in. Team Buriza Youth, they don't really seem to have good answers for this Akatsuki draft. In all honesty, every single time the Doom only managing to find the Abaddon and really mitigating his effectiveness in these team fights.
Right.
Misery Signals did pick up a gem though. Not too sure what for. There are no invisibles, but a hook shot once again by Viper. This time with without any teammates. Looks like he's still gonna manage to find the Witch Doctor, the Spirit Vessel. He's just gonna leave him to dead. Is the Spirit Vessel gonna take him down? No, the Astral keeps him alive, and that's a hook shot wasted for Viper.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he has another one coming off cooldown. Axel taking a few hits, and this time they find the Doom. It's on to Madara, but Madara is kind of speedy, so he is running away. The Eye of the Storm still upon him, and the Aphotic Shield keeping him alive. The Ghost Ship comes to, doesn't return to anyone. The Peace Grip is actually controlling the OD. The OD gets pushed back by the Cogs, is getting control in these team fights, can't go forward and get his damage out. It looks like Akatsuki, they actually managed to turn it around. Madara survives through the Doom, brings down the Doom, and OD drops the hammer, finds the kill onto Abaddon. Abaddon has the buyback. Hookshot once again by the Viper, off the mark, but Awakening, he's gonna end up going down most likely. He's trying to stay alive, but Dreamy finds the kill. And Akatsuki, they could look to punish anytime now. 131 damage stolen off of him. He has a lot of int, but the Glimmer Cape from August keeping his carry alive there. Akatsuki with the clutch plays. Gem on the deck though. You probably want to pick it up if you are Akatsuki. And looks like the Clockwork will... Ooh, the cleave.
Oh yeah.
Oh, once again, Banshee. A bit slow on that Walrus Punch there. Dreamy was able to blink away.
I think even if he got the Walrus Punch off, he
yeah, but OD is invis up. He's actually going to start working away on the Viper. The Viper, I mean, Viper as in the Clockwork, he's going to juke himself into the trees and a kickback from the Tusk. Well, it's going to secure the kill for any time now, and the Viper, he's going to end up falling as well. Not the Viper, the Clockwork, who's named Viper.
Who cares if Optic has come to India? Banshee, he's trying out for Mohan Bagan, and he's going to be playing midfield soon enough. I saw that kick twice in action. Yeah. Once earlier on, he kicked the Abaddon out of the fight, and now he's kicking the Kunkka around.
The game has seemed to be paused for me. I'm having connection issues.
Okay, so all 10 players, with the exception of the Clockwork, have just disconnected. I hope this is not. Yeah, I hope this is not one of those Mumbai to Southeast Asia routing issues. In the midst of that fight, by the way, also the Bane called out a GG in all chat by mistake, and Dreamy, in the midst of just dishing out damage with his Tidebringer, apologizes as well.
Oh yeah.
I really don't know why players have good game well played bound to all chat.
It's the Southeast cancer flowing through. It's a Southeast Asian cancer flowing through our veins, you know. You have to type out GG well played every single time we outplay. You have to type out GG well played every single time we take an objective. It's just a tactic, you know. If you tilt the enemy team, you won't have to play better, and that's how you win a game of DOTA. Well, Akatsuki actually taking a few losses in that fight, courtesy of Anytime Now and some good Phantom Lancer play by Awakening. They're cleaning up the sides of Akatsuki. The Doom also this time, it was pretty decent, but Madara actually was able to turn things around before eventually Buriza Youth turned it around once again. So, turnaround upon turnaround, both of these teams looking rather strong this game. Despite the net worth advantage, it doesn't feel like Akatsuki are leading by a great margin, in all honesty.
They've got the structural advantage. All they have to do is go mid and deal with those barracks.
I mean, the Phantom Lancer has a heart, but I'm not too sure how much this heart is going to help you.
I think also the Clockwork, he's got to stop thinking about jumping the Witch Doctor. If he jumps the Doom, it's a win. Jump the Doom, control him, ensure that he can't get out of the cogs, can't get that Doom upon a core. You're really buying your cores a lot of time in the fight.
Oh yeah, you certainly
I think jumping the Doom or the OD has got to be priority, not jumping the Witch Doctor anymore.
I think, oh wait, the kickback onto Viper, he's gonna hookshot back in right onto the Tusk though. Tusk has a punch, and now he's going to punch him in the air. He also has another kick up and ready, but the Lotus Orb is going to reflect the snowball. The cast bouncing through as well. Akatsuki reinforcements have arrived from them. Banshee might end up falling over here. He does kick back the Clockwork, but Madara cleans up with the Eye of the Storm. And now the Witch Doctor might be next. He's been nightmared up, but where's the Disable? I mean, you don't want to come into Fiend's Grip for this, and indeed he won't. He's just going to get cleaned up by Madara. Madara finds a double. And this game looking a lot grimmer for Team Buriza Youth now. They've lost both of their supports. Much harder to hold their high ground.
They've still got the Doom.
They still have got the Doom. The Silver Edge upon the Abaddon, but the Cleave. I mean, it did miss. Flip onto Woody, but Coast Ship coming through. It's not going to hit onto the Phantom Lancer. Madara going forward, stealing damage from the real Phantom Lancer. Pops his BKB, starts forcing out the side of Buriza Youth back. And a great hook shot by Clockwork, in fact. Controlling the OD, but a bit too far from his team. But it does enable them to take the racks. And now OD drops the ultimate, finds the kill on Clockwork, but ends up paying for it with his life. Fiend's Grip comes out, no buyback on Buriza Youth. Looks like this is gonna be game. Only Awakening surviving through this. Mega Creams going the way of Akatsuki. Do you GG out? And indeed you do. Buriza Youth give up. They're tired of this game, and they're gonna finally stop. Akatsuki, 43 minutes in, take a convincing victory over Buriza Youth. Controlling the tempo throughout the game, and you can see Buriza Youth, they clearly appreciate that. They're typing well plays in chat, and indeed, Akatsuki, they played well. So, let's talk a bit about this game. The early game looked sort of great for Buriza Youth, but then things started going the way of Team Akatsuki towards the mid-game. What do you think really was the turning point in this game for Akatsuki that actually signified that they're doing made sure that they have such a enormous lead in this game?
I think
at least net worth wise.
I think it was how both teams decided to take fights, really. A couple of things. Firstly, the OD just leaving a lane that he was winning and choosing to participate in fights, and thus ensuring that he didn't get those drums as early as he should have or could have. I think the second factor was once again the Phantom Lancer. Just showing up in fights without a diffusal blade. I mean, your core, it's really important to come to a fight when you have something to contribute. Unless you're something like a Gyrocopter, where if just Rocket Barrage and Call Down can do a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you're the Phantom Lance or the OD, you want items, and they just kept fighting without items early on, and that cost them.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, that's it for today, folks. We are going to throw it over to the panel, who will take you through the bits and details of the game. Angela and Vagish, I'm curious to what you think about this one.
Welcome back to the studio segment of ESL India Premiership 2018.
So exciting that game was. I'm so happy to see Akatsuki back in full form. They need a thumbs up for that one. I mean, they were fantastic.
We get a fist bump.
Fantastic. They were
we fantastic. Get a fist bump.
They showed us some really... I loved their gameplay. It wasn't objective. It was more, in my words, I would say, just fun. They played fun Dota out there.
Yeah, I mean, Akatsuki did what they do best. Yeah. They absolutely owned the game. They were in control of the situation when it was required. Yeah. They played as a 5-man unit.
And they played comfortable heroes. They played heroes that they are really good at, but they
second nature heroes, as I like to call them. Like, you know, if there's that one hero that would come to your second nature.
Yeah.
Like, what's that one hero for you?
Ancient Apparition. Would be my second
mine
is
a very weird hero.
But hats off to this player, Clockwork. I mean, I think his name was Wiper. He played really well. His cogs were on point. If I were just to break down this game, I mean, first of all, the laning phase went brilliant. Setting the Uncommit versus the OD worked a lot in their favor. Razor offlane against the Doom and Tusker worked well for them. Abaddon going versus PL and WD. Now, I don't know whether this was Buriza Youth testing a new kind of field, send the carry in the offlane. But at the same time, I feel the Abaddon pick up, and Axel played that Abaddon beautifully well. If I have to give an MVP for this game, I I would actually give it to Aberdeen because he played fantastic. Good rotations coming in there, both from the Clockwork and Bay. The net worth, of course, always being in lead of Akatsuki. Also, Dreamy on that Kunka played exceedingly well, even though I feel sometimes Dreamy is not the best mid. I think he's very hero-centric. If you give him a hero he's really comfortable with, he kind of just goes all out.
He'll do wonders.
And he does wonders. But most of all, hats off to Madra. I mean, first of all, it is difficult being a captain, being somebody who has to keep dealing with change in your roster. Secondly, as a team captain, to get everybody together and put their minds together and being that positive force is something that Madra has done and again kept showing as an ESL and Premiership. Props to him. He played fantastically well in the Razor. He also made sure that his team no longer was completely dependent on him. He made sure that his team was ready and prepared for whatever came their way, and that takes a lot in a captain.
Yep, definitely. In fact, I personally believe that Madra managed to hear what we had to say before the game began, and he has definitely pulled up the socks. I mean, trying to be in the cozy spot is what I'm talking about. You know?
And I feel that every time I talk to this captain, he always has this very positive feel, and he always tells me that, you know, there are hardly any players in Nepal. So from those very few players, to find a roster that works for you, to make them practice every single day, is something
to set
phenomenal.
an example for generations to come.
Exactly.
That I think is imperative. Like you said, there are very few Nepalese Dota players who would like to go pro or who are going pro.
True.
He is not just looking for a
He's
roster.
like something like a Pinda Panda of Nepal.
Yeah, I could say. Yeah, sure. You could say that. You could say that. But I mean, personally, like I'd like to take it as he's not just finding a roster.
Yeah.
It's not a. See, a roster is always a very dicey thing.
True.
Rosters come, rosters go. Players come, players go.
But some names.
But an example set,
stays.
and that too set right and set in stone.
Yeah.
Is working out for you for generations to come, and that is a lesson to be learnt. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we have for you guys when it comes to Dota 2. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place, unless and until you have forgotten press the bell button and the subscribe button. Then to definitely, Angie, they will never know. They will never know about the esports. And you know, this is slightly problematic here. मैं आपको भी ये बात आप सुनोगे. बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं इंडिया में ई स्पोर्ट्स नहीं होता है. अरे भाई, आपने सब्सक्राइब बटन नहीं दबाया, आपने बेल आइकॉन बटन नहीं दबाया, तो कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा, है कि नहीं? मतलब मालूम होना चाहिए, तभी तो पता चलेगा कि भैया हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we will close today's edition with the promise that we'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place.